That's the walk of a man. Sidewalk shining, city lights humming. Every step I take, they know a boss is.
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThATuMBRELLAgUy. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me. I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me. I'm a man.
You know what? I talked to your mayor.
When I was young, it seemed that life was so wonderful. A miracle, oh, it was beautiful. When I was young, it seemed that life was so wonderful. A miracle, oh, it was beautiful. When I was young, it seemed that life was so wonderful. A miracle, oh, it was beautiful.
All right, what's up, folks? Welcome. Happy Friday, man. This is going to be a good one too. You know, we've had some interesting correspondence, I suppose you should say. We are seeing some of the instruction. Actually, I do like to give credit where credit is due. Of course, I think Cat Not Williams, you know, had knocked this freaking trial out of the park. By the way. But has been putting up a lot of stuff, put up the jury instructions.
She also was the first one to get a hold of the missing footage. I mean, good for her. That was awesome.
Yeah,
She's had everything before everybody. Good job.
She's locked in on it. Well, I remember her locking in, you know, with all of the Depp crazy and everything else. You know, she was getting going. She did a good job then, you know, and she's just gotten better. You know, I think she's gotten even better. Man, I thought she was doing great back when. So, like I said, I like to give props when somebody is doing a hell of a job out there. Her channel's growing, but it is definitely not at the size it deserves to be for all of the work she's been putting in for the last couple of years, you know?
I somehow missed her during Depp. This is the first time her channel came to my attention. I'd never seen it before.
Yeah, she was getting in and covering some of the stuff. Now, I didn't notice everybody in the middle of it, but there were just certain things, like certain crazy things that she noticed and found, and you could see right away. I was like, that's good fun. That's really good. Hey, by the way, you remember talking about that? You remember the guy who put up all the Australian videos, Brian? You know,
yes, I remember him. Oh my God, I loved those.
He posted a couple of days ago and he was like, hey, I'm coming back. I was like, oh crap, that'll be amazing. So
did he end up taking all those down? I feel like they disappeared. No, they're still there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Man, I was addicted to that when he was putting those up.
Oh, yeah.
I listened to all of them.
I was addicted to that trial, dude. I was addicted to it. That's why, you know, 4 years, man, 4 years. But
I was talking to Dave Neal actually the other day. We were catching up, and he always amazes me because, you know, he can cover different topics every day. And I just can't. I've never been able to do that, you know. And I was telling him, I'm like, I have to really want to know about something, and then I get stuck there for a while because I need to know everything there is to know about it.
That's why the AFROMAN thing, I'm glad for him it was over quickly, but for the rest of us, I'm like, damn it, I would have really liked to watch those people have to, you know, to deal with it.
Well, here's the good news. The good news is that the plaintiff's attorney, you know, Klingler, well, he's asking for the jury and questions and answers, the jury pool questions and answers. And he may be going to kick up a stink or something and try and get another trial. God, I hope he gets one. The second time around will be so much better.
What an idiot, man. You know, like that's really going to go well for him. You know, yeah, let me see. I saw the paper for that. Give me a minute. I think I grabbed it actually. I just thought that was really funny because I was like, are you kidding me, dude? Are you really going to?
Well, I guess it's standard like that. They always, when you lose a trial, you always go over everything in case there's an appeal or something.
Yeah.
But I
It's a
mean,
very small statement on there too. I'm gonna grab it real quick and I'll show it. I'm gonna clip the middle of it. That way we don't have to grab we don't see all the addresses and stuff. So they don't whine. And so many of these people, they whine in the aftermath. Oh my God, they showed it. Well, it is public. So
also what's funny on Twitter, I've been addicted to Twitter, watching the reactions to AFROMAN and stuff. And there's one person who seems to be really not enjoying AFROMAN. I don't know if you've noticed. Have you noticed who's really not liking it?
Who's that?
Mark Randazza.
Oh.
Randazza is having a freak out on Twitter about how AFROMAN is not a civil rights hero.
Well, he became one for sure.
He says he didn't. No, he says he's a free speech example, but not a free speech hero.
You know who decides who the free speech hero is? Us.
Yeah. I know. Randazza's going up against the entire internet right now. And it's so funny.
He took a giant chance with what he was doing. AFROMAN did. So to say that he's not a hero in this is a pretty dumb statement in its own opinion. I mean, you're allowed your own opinions, of course, but you're allowed to have stupid opinions too.
He's acting really butthurt about it, and I'm not sure why.
I don't know. You would think, like, for a free speech guy, you would think he would be all over that and be happy.
But right before the verdict, he was all, I think there might be a case here.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I didn't think there was a case, but I was afraid of the jury. I mean, again, you never know what a jury's going to be like, ever. So I did think that one thing gave me a little bit of pause. I don't lie. Some people will think those things and they won't say them because they're afraid they'll get blowback. And like, if I think it, I don't care. I hope I'm wrong. I was hoping I'd be wrong.
Yeah.
And it turned out, the other way again. But I was worried. So this is that letter. It's short. I cut off again the top and the bottom with all the addresses and stuff. But yeah, I'm requesting a copy of the jury selection questions and answers in the above referenced case for the morning of March 16th, 2026. I'm requesting expedited production of this recording/video. So please let me know when it's available. If there is any way it can be delivered electronically via email link to the file, I prefer that, blah, blah, blah. Otherwise, I'll get it physically. If you need money right now, let me know. So, yeah. Threw that out there. Also, we got a hold of, and again, I saw 3 people posting pieces of this, but the only person I saw posting the entire jury instruction, the whole thing here that we got, it's 19 pages of how it works, was that Cat.
Yep.
So that's why I want to give her, props.
She got her
that.
FOIAs in like really fast.
Yeah, real fast. Smart.
She got that. I think she was working with people also to get that coverage that we used yesterday, the better camera. Yeah.
But man, I mean, so we've got the 19 pages on that. Now, we'll look at it. Let's look at some footage first. I actually I've been excited all day to see that AFROMAN.
Oh, yeah. Do you have the link or do you need me to send it to you? Or do you want me to run
controlling it? Actually, that way, if I get a little raider or something, I can.
Yeah.
I don't have to stop our footage,
and I quit yesterday when you left. So we just pick up right where. I didn't realize we've been going for 4 hours.
Yeah. It's a good try.
Like, I'm exhausted.
Yeah. Well, I kept thinking, man, my ears are tired. What's going on? Oh yeah, 4 hours.
4 hours, and then we had another show in two more hours.
Yeah. So I was like, oh my god.
Oh, we've been on a roll of we're streaming all the time now. I just have to find it. It's in my history here.
There's also been, so I'll throw this out there. So we've been asking for people to contact us from that area, tell us exactly, what they think about police there and everything else. Now, Megan's had one contact, and I'm sure she'll talk about that. And I had two contacts, actually. The 2 contacts that I had were really interesting because now I want to make sure that I get more documentation before I start getting into the specifics of anything. But one of them for sure had a very, a very detailed explanation of something that had gone on, and it sounded really bad. To be honest, I think that when we're already seeing everything from the trial, I think there's there's good ground just to say from that there's some huge skeletons in their closets. But this person that wrote me, they talked about an issue that they had, that family had, and it's awful. Again, I got to do more fact checking just to make sure, because I don't want to just throw out an accusation willy-nilly. But one of them for sure was crazy. And there was a lot to it. Again, when you look at somebody talking about something, what they've gone through, they told me where they live. I looked that up. It looks like it checks out. So it looks like for sure, that part of it's right. They talked about an incident that they had. That incident, the detail work in it. Those little details, they're not the absurd details like liars use, but they're those small pieces of minutia where you're like, yeah, that makes it. So I think we're going to see some crazy stories come out.
I hope so. The contact that I got said that they live in that area in the county, close to AFROMAN, sees him around town. But this person was surprised to hear how badly the police behaved, actually. So I had somebody say, I'd never heard that the police acted badly here. I just think, and the person said, I think that they definitely are like Appalachian hillbillies. That was the word that this person used, and that he's like one of the only Black people in the entire county, and their feeling was that some of it is race motivated, but that he is well liked, but quiet, kind of keeps to himself. They see his Rolls Royce, every once in a while, and that everybody thinks he's a little eccentric, and they like hearing about the different buildings he has built on his property to house his cars. Small town stuff. So word gets around. I live in a small town. It's like that. Everybody's like, oh, what are you building? What are they building over there? If you're building anything, the entire town knows about it within a week. Know. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And everyone will drive by and be like, oh, what do you got? We started building a chicken coop, and it was the talk of the town.
Yeah, I know how that is. Like when people, everybody's got to know.
Yeah. But this person said that one thing that they didn't like or were surprised about was that now the whole country feels like Adams County is a terribly scary, corrupt place.
See,
and it doesn't feel that way to them. It feels like they said 1950s America is what it feels like to them.
I think sometimes you have police that are not the cream of the crop, as it were, in some of these places. And even if they aren't corrupt, they are terrible. I've dealt with a lot of small town cops. I've lived in some really small towns. And, now this is bigger than some of the other places. It's still small, but I've lived in some tiny towns. And yeah, they are not. Well, no, a couple of them were so bad. There's a place called Ridgetop, Tennessee, and their police force was so corrupt that they ended up dissolving it. So and they merged it into the counties around.
Well, I'm starting to think that maybe this corruption. Well, the person who wrote me said they didn't know that the police had so many with criminal backgrounds on the force.
Right.
They had heard about one or two, but seeing them all together with all these different things going on, it's been a real eye opener. And so their explanation was, this is a very small place with very few jobs, and nobody really wants those jobs to work at the sheriff's department. So they just hire anybody.
That makes sense. These accusations, like this stuff right here, what really bothers me is just pulling out some of the confidential informant statements that kicked all this stuff off. You know, a lot of people have been like, how did this start? Just listen to a little bit of this. You know, we're going through a bunch of stuff. Just this little part here. This is insanity. They could have really checked out a little bit of this and found out things like he doesn't have a basement, cool things like that. But instead, so the affiant, they go through this affiant statement. They go through confidential informants. First of all, annoy me because they can be made up, or if they're not made up, it's usually somebody that's either looking to support some kind of a drug problem. It's somebody that's wanting favors from the police, whether they want to be let off the hook so they can operate, or they've been caught and they want to be let off the hook. So this confidential informant 1 continued to state that she routinely traveled the United States with AFROMAN to concerts, marijuana dispensaries, where they would obtain large amounts of marijuana to be transported back to Adams County, Ohio. So right off the top, they were like, ooh, we're going to get us some D-rugs.
Did they talk about in here why they had this confidential informant? They must have busted her with drugs or something.
They don't.
Right. And when they do that, when you get picked up for drugs or whatever, then they say, well, if you roll over on somebody bigger, we'll give you a deal.
Yep, they do that a lot. They do that a lot. So the confidential informant number 1 further stated she and AFROMAN have been intimate for approximately 8 years, where he/she being confidential informant. I like how they put in the she so many times, and then they were like trying to shield it in.
She.
Yeah, they tried to shield it. They were like, whoops, sorry. I also, saying that you're intimate with the AFROMAN, I think, he's not homosexual. I think that's pretty known.
He's gay. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't know. He's screwing so many people's wives. I would be surprised if he was gay.
But being confidential informant 1 visited the farmhouse, being AFROMAN's residence, redacted. Confidential informant 1 stated during the last 8 years, she has consistently observed large amounts of money, marijuana at AFROMAN's residence. Confidential informant 1 further stated that AFROMAN has a basement. No basement, has a basement, referred to as the dungeon, in which AFROMAN, keeps women locked in, forcing them to urinate and defecate in buckets.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this is why the kidnapping thing, because everybody was asking, why is there a kidnapping statement in this? It's funny because they're accusing
AFROMAN of having a bunch of blue buckets.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh my God.
They tried to, all these terrible freaking Hollywood ditties, all these weirdos. They just tried to do that to him too. And again, the only problem with it is he didn't have a basement. So whoopsie. But yeah, I mean, these are
very, very
you see why he wanted to clear
allegations,
yeah.
and they could ruin his reputation. Like he said, what about all those clubs that heard that this had happened and canceled his performances?
Yep. See, that's the thing. Like they tried to make it, and even the media. This is one thing I have to really, give the middle finger to the media for it too. They tried to make it sound like the allegations were really drug related. And they don't talk about it because when you talk about this, causes a problem. So they don't bring it up. But this is the reality of it. So confidential informant number 1 further stated that she was at the last at residence approximately 1 month ago, where confidential informant observed a female known as Joe exiting the dungeon. Yeah, the dungeon. Mm-hmm. So that's where they get this. That's where they got that dungeon statement from. Again, people should know how bad these allegations were. I mean, these are life ruining.
You're right. With Diddy in the news and all this stuff. I mean, like this kind of stuff is believable when it comes to celebrities. This is not okay. Whoever gave this report, that confidential informant ought to be sued into the ground for this.
Let's see. When did Diddy get exposed, by the way? I'm looking up the date. I'm trying to see. So he ends up, so you hear all these crazy things about him in 2022, and then in 2023, that's when the lawsuits come. I mean, you've been hearing crazy things before that, but it really takes off media wise around the same time. So they were trying to burn him, and yeah, they sold a big story where these small town freaking rube cops thought they were going to have a big arrest. They were going to get to wreck this guy. I mean, they went in real confident, big middle finger to the security camera and everything, So,
Man.
Confidential informant one, though, described Joe as a short, dark-haired woman, possibly Hispanic. Also indicated, believed Joe was from California, although AFROMAN paid confidential informant's estranged husband to pick up Joe in Mississippi.
What?
Exactly. And what's bad
This
about
is
all
so
this?
convoluted.
It is. It's a very any of this. What's bad is they did no detective work. They took this statement at its face without talking to AFROMAN at all, and they raided his home with it.
They, like I said before, they could have just gone to the county records to look and see if he has any kind of basement. That would have been step one. Then you find out he has no basement. So then you knock on his door or you call him on the phone and you say, I've got a report here that somebody says you're holding kidnapped victims in the basement.
Yeah.
Can we come over and take a look? Do you have any kidnapped victims? I'm sure he would have been like, okay.
Yeah, you saw how nice his home was. You saw
Yeah,
how
I'm sure he would have been like, I'll show you I don't have a basement.
he might have brought his he actually might have gotten his lawyer to come there with him. That's what I would do. I would have my
Yeah, I mean,
lawyer.
why couldn't they have just asked him? This is so stupid.
Yep. It is. It's a terror. When you look at it, it has so many problems with it. But also, the problem I have is not just the cops, it's the judge. The judge took this, all of it, just one person's statements essentially here that are insane, and said, oh, that's enough. That's probable cause right there. That's
That
not how
can't
it's
be
supposed to be.
probable cause.
That's not how it's supposed to be, but that's what was utilized as probable cause right there.
So the Diddy thing started hitting the news in November of 2023.
Yes,
When was
but
this?
it actually hit before that. There was a huge expose article that came out in 2022, and I remember it coming out.
Somebody's a copycat.
Yeah. They thought that they would believe it, and you know what? It makes sense. We want to assume the worst about anybody that's out there doing all of this. And then what's his name? R. Kelly. I mean, you remember the stories,
right? R. Kelly was keeping women hostage and
so
holding them. I mean, but this is so bad to make those kind of allegations. And it sounds like he knows who it is, the informant.
He does. I mean, that's the way it came across. Here's the thing, like I do wonder if he will go after them at all, or there may not be anything in there that helps him at all. Maybe he'll demand a retraction, from them. If nothing else, I would demand that if they didn't want me to sue them into oblivion and I own them for the rest of their lives, they would have to dig me a basement out of my home. That would make them do. I'd be like, retract it publicly. You say you did this, you lied, or else you're going to be down there really digging me a basement. What a mess, though. So anyway, AFROMAN on the stand. Now, AFROMAN, he's been good on. I mean, one of the things that surprised me just listening to him was really how articulate he is. I mean, he doesn't just speak well; he conveys a point very well. And you can tell it's not because somebody, he's had a lot of time to prep for it, but you can tell some of this it's anger. It comes off the cuff, but he says it very well. Oh, by the way, too, I was looking at some of the stuff from yesterday. There were many things that I really liked from yesterday, but probably my favorite thing was when his lawyer said, I just want to let the court know that he, talking about the plaintiff lawyer, is going into attorney-client privileged information, and we intend to exploit that to the maximum extent possible. That's probably my favorite statement out of this whole thing so far. He was like, they're starting to talk about attorney-client. If they keep going this way, we are going to exploit it.
Yep. Yep.
All right. You ready for
Are you
this?
ready? Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Let me turn this on. Make sure closed captions are on because everybody likes the closed captions.
Heck yeah. Even I like the closed captions. For sure.
I know, me too. I'm going to back up a bit because it was probably a couple seconds. Okay, here we go.
Money, did they?
They admitted it. Paid open.
Oh, I'm so glad this is the part we're at because I put together a little video I'm going to show right after this.
All weekend long or 2 weeks after Brian and Officer Cooley just left it and just mishandled it and didn't do right.
Just so we're honest with the jury here, Mr. Foreman, nobody admitted that they took your money, did they?
They admitted it was short.
Yes.
No, they never admitted their wrongdoing.
All right. So yesterday we did play a little bit of the clip that I found, but I didn't play the whole thing. And I watched it afterwards, and I found that I had missed a very important part of that video from the Fox. It was the Fox 19 video he was talking about. Remember, he was saying, go and ask Fox 19. You know, it's on video. Well, check this out. I put this together, and boy, does this make the plaintiff's attorney sound stupid.
I never had my money taken by cops. I didn't know how this goes. I don't know about reports. All I know is live on Fox 19 News, the lady admits that her department is short $400 of my money. That's all I know. I don't know how to investigate police officers taking money.
That's all you know, and that's all you know today, isn't it?
I watched 3 people count that cash, and it came up short.
All of it is an outrage. This whole
Whoops.
Evidence that they took your money, except for the amount on the bag, isn't the same as the amount.
How about the lady admitting that she took?
Did you answer my
She admitted that she took my money on live Fox 19 News. Go argue with the film clip.
I watched 3 people count that cash, and it came up short.
Go argue with her admitting that she took my money.
Nobody admitted that they took your money.
Well, whatever. Go look at her admitting that the bag is short.
I watched 3 people count that cash, and it came up short.
Just so we're honest with the jury here, Mr. Foreman, nobody admitted that they took your money, did they?
They admitted it was short.
So a lot of you might be wondering how evidence is given back. So we were taken into a small interview room, and then the evidence handler, she came in with those sealed bags with cash inside. She talked about some legalese, how we were being recorded, and just legal laws that she ran through. And then they started counting. And when they counted 3 people, I watched 3 people count that cash, and it came up short. I did, of course, call the sheriff's office tonight. They said they're going to be looking into that first thing in the morning.
What do you think about that? I wonder why that wasn't in the trial. Like, I would have submitted that as evidence. Like,
well, this judge, who knows? He may have. He may have said that was too much. Even though you notice he has allowed testimony over things that he's essentially said we're not going to talk about.
And he let in videos that dropped this, the week of the trial. Mm-hmm. Which isn't part of the complaint. Ridiculous.
Yeah, that really actually bothered me. When you have items that are dropping in that are not part of it, that's an issue. By the way, we got almost 700 of you. Welcome. Appreciate all of you. This is a crazy trial. I think the more we look into this and its aftermath, the more we're going to find some insane stuff. We're going to find, I really have the feeling we're going to find some wild corruption. The police department is going to do everything that it can to try to stop the disaster, to stop the bleeding, as it were. They're going to cover, and they'll probably fire a few people.
Well, they keep saying it was a miscounting, and I've heard a couple of people say, well, they miscounted it. That is not his problem. He knows he had $5,000. They only gave him back $4,600 something. They owe him $400, whether or not they miscounted. Because it's not his fault they miscounted and they put the wrong number on the bag. In my opinion, even if that's the amount of money and they're right, they have it, but they put the wrong number on it, so what? You make it up. Because otherwise, it looks like you stole his money.
Yep.
You take it out of your petty cash, you expense it. I don't care what you do, but you get it and you give it to him.
And the thing in there too is them being, again, this is how a lot of police departments act, though. They act holier than thou, like, not our fault, not our problem. It's not just not our fault. It goes to that second part, not our problem. And it is their problem. If they would have just gone in, they should have known that this was going to make massive headlines. Like, this guy here, potentially, even if it didn't, it would potentially do that. And you do everything in your power to say, hey, look, this person told us this, we investigated it, they were wrong, on that. So everything here, it's been cleared as far as the money is concerned. It looks like we had an error in miscounting, and we apologize. And like you said, let's make it out of petty cash. It's not that much money. It's $400.
It's $400 to save your department this international embarrassment. And I do believe they stole it, by the way. I don't believe it was a counting error. We went over it yesterday, and that miscounting sure seemed intentional to all of us who have ever handled money in a cash business. That is not how you count money. The way they counted seemed intentionally confusing so they could commit fraud. I don't believe them that they miscounted. Yeah, they miscounted my ass. No, they didn't.
So it looked like somebody took it.
It looked like somebody took it for sure.
It was short. She admitted, she said that it was short. And usually it's 10, $5, $2 missing. How does $400 even come up missing? Odd.
You posted videos about Brian Newland doing hard drugs.
Wait, he gave up.
And snitching on his.
I like that he quit on him.
This is when you know that he lost. The plaintiff's attorney Klingler is like, all right, we'll move on.
What's beautiful about that too is the fact that when you listen into it, those are working class people in the jury. Do you think the working class people are going to be like, oh yeah, the cops, they weren't trying to steal his money? I mean, $400.
Well, I also think Klinger tried to make the jury believe that AFROMAN didn't care about his money. He actually said that before this. You don't really care that the money was missing.
I couldn't believe
he said, I do care about my money being missing. He tried to make it seem like $400 is no big deal because he's a star or whatever. I bet that offended some people on the jury. $400 is a real decent grocery haul. Okay, that's a lot of money. And every person, no matter how much you make, you have a right to every dollar of your money.
It's probably not a lot to a $500 an hour lawyer, but it probably is to just a regular working person. That's the same way. It's the government thinking too. To the government, it's not a lot of money. Maybe to every police person, it would be enough to steal, for sure. But everybody on the jury, when I hear it, hell, man, $400 is a lot.
It's a lot of money. And it made me as incensed as I feel like AFROMAN was when he was like, no, I do care about my money. That's a lot of money. Don't try and tell me I don't care about my money. This guy Klingler, I don't like him. Do you think it's a coincidence that the two most disliked prosecuting attorneys we've seen recently have been named Binger and Klingler? And I think Binger and Klingler should open a new practice.
Klingler sounds like a guy that would steal your money.
He
really
does.
It does.
He sounds like a guy when you walk past him, your money flies out of your pocket and
like
clings
Velcro.
to his suit like a static cling commercial, but it's just money that sticks to him.
He sounds like the guy in oh god, he sounds like a guy in some daytime show that you just kind of hate, like it's just that kind of name.
Klingler.
We've got 3 super. We can hit them.
Okay.
That way when they come in, if there's questions or something, we can try to field it too. Jack's mom, first of all. Thank you for the gifted membership. Great seeing you, Jack's mom. Appreciate you. Rat's ass. Thanks for the 10. Question is, what preceded this search warrant to have caused the police to have a certain bias to believe one individual statement in order for them to forgo prior investigation allegations? Well, yeah, it could be. See, there's a question. It could be as simple as these are terrible cops. You know, they could be corrupt cops. They could have thought, this is going to be big headlines, because it's not just the cops doing it. It's what makes a judge sign off on that with such a nothing. There's a nothing burger. Like if you brought that to me and said, yeah, this is what we want to go into this house for, I'd have been like, you need to investigate something, you know?
Well, even like in Rekida's warrant, which I thought was pretty thin also, but they at least talked to more than one person.
Yeah. That's what you expect. More.
There were two or three people. They interviewed some family members before they got the judge to sign it. However, Nick has informed, he's seen the signing of the warrant. The judge signed it at a certain time. The judge signed it 4 minutes after it was submitted, and it was several pages long. There's no way that judge read that warrant.
A lot of times they don't, though. That's another problem. A lot of times, so you see this judge in this. This judge is very pro-police. He wants them to win. You know, you can tell he does not want AFROMAN. He looks so upset when the decision comes in. He looks like he's going to cry through it. So, I mean, what a mess there. Let's see.
Yeah,
but, I mean, it is a good question, because I'd like to know if there have ever been any involvements of people around any of these cops with AFROMAN. Or maybe they hate him because he's got money too. You never know. Reno News Now. Thanks, Bob. This is a big win for the. Yes, amen. Big First Amendment win. The government effed around and it found out. You're right. You are absolutely right. That's why I like covering this too, because it's so funny. Because it's a big F you and the I. All of us, we hate. I mean, let's just. Well,
it's now case law that you can tell a cop that you screwed his wife.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. And you can also write songs calling cops like Randy Walters a son of a bitch, which now is on the record. Randy Walters is a son of a bitch.
I need one of those cop exposing channels. Like I said, I need somebody to come down or to, at least be the face of the I want to expose that DA down here.
No, what you need is AFROMAN. Just take this on the road and find these stories like your DA, and just roast the shit out of him, and he can make tons of money doing this. He can become the free speech guy that exposes corruption everywhere. I have this idea, and I think it's a really good one. I think he can make tons of money doing this. He could travel the country, which he already does, right? He travels where he sings, and he can write music based on people's stories and find these terrible cops, because they're everywhere. I mean, literally everywhere, and just write songs about them. Like, look at this. I made something for AFROMAN. This is really funny. Where is it? Shoot, I just tweeted it out. Where did it go? Like Eric Amy, for instance, this creepy looking mofo. Look at this. So this guy right here, he is can you see this? Can you see?
Now I can. I was waiting for it to come over.
Yeah, this guy's a creepy mofo. He's a judge in Missouri. He put the Rocket children in jail because they were teenagers, 13 and 15, because they didn't want to go with their mom, because she was not allowing them to perform on stage with their dad. And they had a real career going. It wasn't just like they were magicians. They were on America's Got Talent. I think they won. They had like a real career going. And this judge was agreeing with their mother that they shouldn't be in the entertainment industry because it wasn't a good place for children. I mean, this guy was performing in Branson. Like, they weren't in Hollywood, right? They were in Branson. Anyway, this is the perfect kind of guy. So the dad sued, and this guy got immunity for one of the instances of having them locked up in juvenile prison, strip searched, and held over state lines because of this. He got immunity for that. Now he lost his immunity for
That's
marching them to the to the court
Oh,
jailhouse.
I remember that. I
Now,
remember it.
But get
Yeah.
this, the jury awarded them no money at first until the judge said they won their case, and the jury awarded them no money. But the judge saw on the jury forms they made a mistake because they were supposed to fill out monetary damages if they found in favor of the children. So the jury went back and decided to award the children $5,000 each. That's all they got for being thrown in a jail cell by this creepy mofo. So this is a guy that I think AFROMAN would like to get to know.
Again, I want to tell everybody, since we probably have some new people here, we had a DA here who has now been forced to resign, but he faced no consequences whatsoever. Besides that, the guy goes to another county. Okay, so he drives up there. He says he was on a quote unquote ride along, but he's riding in his own vehicle. He gets caught on there's camera footage of all this happening. Okay, there's suspects that are in the next county, dangerous suspects. Granted, they are very much so, and the police, they're chasing them. They're chasing them through this really heavily populated for these areas, full subdivision. And, there are all types of families there. Well, this guy jumps out of his car. He's driven to another county by himself. Remember, jumps out of his car, runs towards the car that these people are in. As they're driving down the road, he starts opening fire on them. Bullets go through residential homes, including a bedroom of a child that luckily wasn't there. Now, if you or I did something like that, we'd be in big trouble. This guy, he was forced to turn over being a DA, but he was a terrible DA. I had, he's going playing cops and robbers. I had some dealings with him as a complainant, not as a person, on the other side of the law, but as a complainant. And what a piece of shit. So I'm down with, if an AFROMAN wants to come here, I'd love to boil his money. For sure.
I made something for him. I think we need one of these in every city across the country.
That'd be good. He could make a show out of it. That really would be fun.
We need an AFROMAN signal.
The AFROMAN signal. Be like the bat signal, like a Batman with a giant afro. That's awesome.
I love this. I made this yesterday. I've been posting it on every story I find of bad cops and bad judges.
I'm down with that. I'm totally down with that.
I think he could come swooping in like a superhero and just write a song about it and just roast the shit out of him,
Yeah, I think it would work.
This could be his new thing. And can you imagine the fear that would happen in a department if they knew AFROMAN was coming to town to investigate?
Yep.
Oh
yeah,
my God.
AFROMAN, you know what? Anybody that reps AFROMAN, you see that, you can have the idea. We just need you to come to this place so you can help me expose that DA. I do need that.
Yeah, please. And that's the other thing. Do you think he knew when he took on the name AFROMAN that he was literally taking on the name of a superhero? And that in a couple decades later, people would be asking him to do superhero type work. And his name is AFROMAN. I mean, does it get any better than this? The simulation does not disappoint, folks.
That's so funny. All right, let's see these others real fast. All right, Rick Friend, thank you for the 18 months. Not a statement, definitely a statement. Thank you for backing there. Fallen Hero, as always, brother, thank you for being here. Thank you for the gifted membership. Always appreciate you. Riste, what's up? Thanks for the 5. We need a Megan Fox AFROMAN collab. What an awesome music video.
I would do it in a second. Okay, I would be in a video with him. I would do it in a second.
Yeah.
I want to do a remake of Randy Walters as a son of a bitch, and I want to put in there. I want to add a couple of names. I was testing some of them out, like
Randy Walters and X, Y, and Z.
Judge Bolito is a son of a bitch. Ooh.
That's hilarious. Turtles, thank you for the gifted membership. It is great to see you as well, my friend. Reno News Now, thanks for 5. Take a look at Washoe County, Nevada. 2 county judges out the door, 5 Reno PD. And, wow, Chiefs, I'm actually going to make a screenshot because I'm curious about that. Yeah. I always like it. I realize when people are like, hey, not all cops. I've had some bad interactions with police. And yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe the Southern in me. We're trained as a young child. I was bouncing on my grandpapa's knee, and he was telling me, "Hate the government, my boy. Hate the government.
Hate the government." Well,
Hate the
you
government."
have to be able to separate the government and the individual, and
Yeah.
obviously the individual, it's different. But there's something about there's some of these guys, though, some of these people who work as the government agents who are not good people. They're not there to
Right.
help you, and we got to expose those. And that doesn't make everybody who works for the government a bad person. Although I would suggest not working for the government because they
I-
are Satan.
I have to say though, when you hear about like terrible teachers that do terrible things, it does make you look at that position and be like, maybe these people are creepy, and maybe you should look at position, these folks, they're in your neighborhood, they have like the ultimate power. Maybe we should be, looking at them
Closer.
yeah.
Yeah.
9-pin bowling also. Thank you for that $10 super sticker. Thank you, 9-pin. Appreciate you. All right, let's continue.
And you posted those based on rumors, didn't you? We can look at your deposition, but before you argue with me, but isn't that a fact that you made those allegations based on rumors you said you heard?
It's a fact. William Newland is a convicted pedophile, and Brian Newland is his brother.
Shit.
After I zeroed in on Brian, I asked about him. Come to find out, he's a large statutory rapist that has sex with all kind of underage girls.
Oh,
He buys them beers
gosh.
and gets them drunk and all that. That's probably the reason he had to leave the Adams County Sheriff Department, because he beats up his wife and he messed with underage girls. He had to get out of town and go get a job in Morgan.
Oh my God. Boy, he set that boy on fire.
Oh my God. All right. Also, Chad, I'd like to point out that this is an example of litigation privilege.
Yep.
Now, he cannot be sued for anything he says during a trial.
Right.
That means he could literally say, I know Brian Newland stabbed a guy in the heart and got away with it. And it can be completely 100% untrue. And there isn't a damn thing Brian Newland can do about it.
You got to remember, it's about convincing the jury that what you did is right. If one of these people has heard any of this, plus, to be honest, if you want to galvanize support of the jury, you tell them that these folks have been taken up for a PDF file. It's like, no, nobody wants that. They shove it back. Forget that. So to know that they've had a convicted PDF file up in there, it's so gross.
Sticky Widget says, I work for the government, Megan, but I am a rat. So yeah, now that I think about it, I'm Satan.
That's hilarious.
Hey, listen, we love you, Sticky. My dad always used to say, Megan, get a government job. I said, but Dad, you hate the government. He says, yeah. Pigs at the trough, honey. Pigs at the trough. You get in there, you get your snout in the trough, you take as much as you can get.
That's hilarious. That's about right. They have good insurance too.
They have great insurance, not to mention the
Mhm.
pensions. Oh my
Yeah.
God. My friend who was a sheriff, now he works in the city. Like he works for the city. He runs the city. He just retired from the sheriff's department. He's going to get 2 pensions when he retires. He already has one from the sheriff's office. And he put in 20 some years, and he also has, military, because he had military before then, and then sheriff's pension, and then he's going to get one from the city. It's not a bad job if you can get it.
If you can get it, that's the thing.
He's a good dude. He does not kick down people's doors that for no reason. So
You don't want to answer my question.
I do. Please ask another one.
Oh my God.
I am enjoying
He's
destroying
like, come
you.
on, do it. Ask another stupid question. This guy was not prepared for that. You could tell.
Look at him. He's laughing.
Yeah.
So look at the guy behind him. Look at this guy right here.
Yeah,
Do you
the
guys
jury.
see-
Look, that's how you know. Like, look at the
Look at all of them.
look at the
their
guy
faces.
over behind the green. Look. Oh, he is like lit up laughing. The
He is
woman with the black
loving
hair has got to be laughing. The dude in the gray is laughing. the guy in the black shirt looks the guy in the white's like, damn, did you see that? And he's looking around.
Let's watch their faces and let's watch that again. That was funny. Pay attention to the people behind Klingler.
With underage girls, and he had to get out of town and go get a job in Northwood.
You don't want to answer my question.
I do. Please ask another one.
Well, let me ask this one again. So I can get it.
That guy in the gray's laughing, and he looked at the other dude
gray
laughing.
Shirt is literally laughing out loud.
Oh my God, that's great.
That was perfect.
Please ask another one.
Well, let me ask this one again so I can get an answer. Do you remember in your deposition when I asked you, you have no reason to think these rumors about Brian Newland are true, do you? And you said, well, it's more entertaining if it's true, and I can make some money. Remember that?
No, I don't. That's a however long that deposition was. You can read the deposition and it tells you what I said.
Another copy of that. I'll show it to you. I can show you my copy.
Oh,
I want
yeah.
the AFROMAN Depot.
Oh, God, I'm sure it was filmed. We need those and you know, he has all the depositions of the police officers. I want to watch those.
We need to start tagging him. We should do
we need to start begging him for those.
Yeah, please release the depot. Release the depot. Everybody, we should start
Yeah, everybody go. Okay, he actually uses Instagram more, but on Twitter, he's at OG AFROMAN. You should start tagging him and
I'll put up
asking
a
him
post
to
right now and tag him.
Release the
now.
depositions, please. We will tell him we will help you destroy these people.
Let's see, please, AFROMAN, release the depositions. We'll happily wreck these cop morons
for months. Tell him for months.
Yeah, for years.
Years.
Oh yeah. Hey, let me see. I'm gonna say, please help. I'm gonna put up here, please help. Get AFROMAN. Tag AFROMAN to release the depositions. You know, there we go. Let's see if we can get some people to do that one.
Yes.
All
yes.
right, there. I
Let's
put that
do
up.
it.
Everybody
Excellent.
should get involved in that, though.
Oh, here comes the deposition.
Recollection.
It's
screens. You intend to use the screen.
Thank you, Judge. If I can get it working here.
Your Honor, I would object to using the screen to refresh his recollection. That's publishing it to the jury. If he wants to refresh his recollection, you can show him it and then ask him a question, much how we would do in criminal law with the police report. So if an officer didn't remember, we wouldn't show the report. We would show it to the officer. He would refresh his memory by reading it, and then we'd re-ask the question.
Don't do it that way. Just make sure you think he reads it right. I'm just trying to get through the verbiage.
Oh, lemon pound cake is eating again. Pound cake.
He's a slug of a man, isn't he? That's hilarious.
Pound cake is eating.
Oh my God. That's a shocker. I can't believe he's eating.
Get through the verbiage.
Give me them boobs.
Make sure you think he reads
He like hit his face in shame after he ate it too. Did you notice that?
Do you know what's funny is that these are the courtroom cameras. I think the courtroom cameraman is getting cheeky with it because
because usually they just point at one thing.
Yeah, and we're hearing the crinkling, and all of a sudden he's on pound cake.
Yeah, he turns it right back to it. It's just funny because usually they're not animated at all. They're like, this is boring. I'm sitting here. It looks like that guy's entertained. By the way, let's see. Thank you for the 52 months, man. Thank you for that. Doug, going to make songs into a list. I'm going to put songs. What I'm going to do is put them on a site where we can play them in a list, and we just have fun with everything we create. Rob, thank you for noting that too. Rob, thanks. Sorry, Megan, don't see AFROMAN doing a collab with a Rush Limbaugh.
Hey, I'm woke now. Didn't you hear?
I heard that too.
Didn't you hear?
Feel like
I've been labeled woke.
I think you took the political black pill. It's actually what I
did. And, I hate them all.
Yeah, that's me.
Not Rush though. I still love him, but he's gone now. God bless him, because if he were here, he'd probably be having a heart attack anyway. But no, I've been labeled woke now. I've been accepted by the
I
other
saw
side.
that on
Apparently,
your post. That's funny.
I've changed my Twitter bio. My Twitter bio now says, let me tell you what it says. I've forgotten what I put there. It says, medium smart, award-winning woke journalist.
You never know, though. I mean, like many of us, look, I collab with people. If I if I had to ask everyone their political beliefs before collab, I don't like politicians, so I make it very clear. So I would say my thoughts on many of the things would be much different. But we collab anyway,
Oh, yeah.
We get past that. It's just a small part of it.
Well,
So maybe, you never know.
Yesterday, the reason I reached out to Dave was because he had said something about Laura Owens that I was like, what? Why would you say that? he said that he had a fondness for her, that and he would help her if she ever wanted to come clean and do a podcast, he would help her with it. And I called him, I was like, have you lost your mind?
Right.
Like, she would destroy you if she could. And he's such a sweet person. This is so much more about Dave than it is Laura. Like, he is a guy who really believes in a friendly universe. And he said to me, he goes, we're both Catholics. We should know better than this. And I was like, damn it. How is it that you're like preaching Jesus and I'm over here mean tweeting? What happened?
I don't have that in me,
I don't either. I told him the same thing. I said, I don't have that, but man, I will protect you. I will protect you with everything I have.
I think someone would forgive me for that,
I know.
I like this. Wenby said Adams County. I think not. Adams family for sure. Reno News, thank you. Again, thanks for the 5. The prosecution's arguments are just as weak as Lynette Crook. That is true. Hashtag blame Jeremy. Yeah, all this is his fault too. You didn't know. Shelby, thanks for the 10. If you remember the detective going over the money, said it was all hundreds, 3s, 20s, and hundreds, that 20s, 10s. But in the video, Kirk counting a lot of 20s and if you look through the body cam footage, it's pretty telling too. We have the body cam footage is out here too, so that'll be fun. We'll review that sometime. I don't know. This will take a minute. We're watch partying. It gives us a time to look at everything, because all of this, you may have had a few days trial, but all of this took place over years. So all of this information that's out there, pulling it together and watching the aftermath, it'll be fun. Rat's ass, thanks for the 2. I believe AFROMAN is pro-Trump and a conservative. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know what his politics are. I don't care either.
Yeah, I don't care. I mean, you know what? We align on certain issues. That's the beautiful thing. Like, with anybody, you'll notice when we've gone after false allegations and stuff, you had with the Depp trial, for example, I was so impressed because there were so many people that they wouldn't agree on how to chew bubble gum, but they agreed on that. So
yeah, and that again, though,
same thing with this.
That's why I love talking to people who don't agree with me on everything, like Dave, because I'm very open to, if you can convince me of something, I will change my mind. Like, if I do like to have my beliefs challenged, I think it's a dangerous thing if you just hang around with people who are just in a bubble with you and nobody ever disagrees. And I think disagreement is real healthy, and I think it's real good to check your beliefs once in a while against someone who believes the opposite. And if you really do believe it, then you'll be able to articulate it very easily. But sometimes Dave will hit me with something like he did yesterday, where I was like, dang it. I see your point, and I'm open to changing my mind. I am. And I think we should all be that way, because it's not about politics. It's about people. It's about your neighbors. And everybody should be able to come. We should be able to come together and make solutions for our communities that don't include cops who knock down your door for no reason and steal your money.
It's crazy. I love that. Like, we can unite though and really make something happen.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Otherwise, I have to wrestle with you about whether he read it right.
Sure.
So just read it. And then if you want to move it as an exhibit, you can do that.
Remember your deposition being taken.
Okay, so that's interesting because normally when you have a deposition issue, they don't usually read it. They usually give it to you to read yourself quietly, to reflect, to refresh your recollection. And then they ask you the question again. In this case, the judge is like, just read it. I've literally never heard a judge do this.
I've never seen that either. To hurry you. I mean, the way this guy treats his time management, you notice he wasn't hurrying the cops on the stand, by the way.
Yeah, he does act like he's in the middle of a race. Maybe he's
Yeah.
trying to get to lunch somewhere. I don't know, but it was the fastest trial I've ever seen. 3 days, done.
I know, especially with that many people. Typically, you wouldn't speed run. You know, that actually didn't work out for the prosecutor. If you would have had things linger a little while longer, that might have he did a disservice, and I don't think he knew it. You know,
Yeah.
because
Well, apparently a few of the juries in Ohio, you only have to have a majority of jurors, not unanimous.
Mhm.
And apparently like 2 or 3 of them wanted to find for Lickum Lisa.
I'm not
Can you believe
surprised.
that?
I'm
Can
not
you believe
surprised
that?
actually. The crying, even though it seems fake.
Those
and-
white teeth.
Well, it's the tears, but it's also, I mean, some of the things he said were shocking. And again, the demographic, like, you know, if it was a real split on it. I wondered, like, if you would have had, you know, what you were trying to say on Twitter, for example, if you put my grandparents out there, you know, which God bless them, they're gone now, but if they would have been around and heard some of that, oh my God, they wouldn't care why you said. Well, my granddad might, you know. He's like, I lost a finger to the Yahtzees, you know, and stuff. He's like, people can say whatever they want. So sometimes he get on that, but maybe not. You never know. It might work on them, you know, but my grandma for sure should have been like, oh my, she'd have said something like, oh, my stars and garters, you know.
Mr. Foreman, in your attorney's office on September 3rd, 2024.
I remember the deposition.
And that deposition was taken in B.J. Osborne's office.
Yes, sir.
That's the same office that you used to film that video that we saw last night with the actor playing Lieutenant Lisa Phillips. And that actor was sitting in the same chair that Lisa Phillips sat in during her deposition, wasn't she?
Yeah, the actor played Lisa because like I wouldn't have known her if she hadn't came to my house and cut off my camera. Right.
That's the office we're talking about, and that's the office where I took your deposition, right?
Yes, sir.
And in that deposition, I'm referring to page 84 of the deposition.
I love how he keeps going back to, yeah, it's her fault.
He's testifying.
No, he's
For the
using
witness.
the deposition to refresh his memory. He's doing it right, so sit down, please. Go ahead.
Oh my
Did I ask you
God.
this question, and did you give me these answers, Mr. Foreman?
Sit
Question.
down,
Would
please.
it
It's
be fair
pretty.
to say these are rumors? Answer. You know, Stephanie said it.
Should I
and,
get
you
my
know,
judge fights with defense a counter out? Because we're at 2 already.
Maybe.
some other people that don't remember, you know, I'd be in a hurry in Walmart or something, they shake my hand, yeah, Brian used to do this, used to do that. Then something, I didn't know him, but this is what I've heard. Question. You don't have any particular reason to think that it's true or not true, right? Answer. Well, it's more entertaining if it is true, and I could probably make some money and capitalize on it if it's true.
What are the line numbers?
Starting with line 7 and ending with line 21.
All right.
Did I ask you those questions and you give me those answers?
I don't remember. That was a long time ago. But
that's my question.
I've always put Brian Newland next to his brother. So that's my basis, and I've always then
we noticed that.
Yeah.
Your
So
attorney's going to be able to ask you whatever questions he wants. Right now, I'd like you to focus on my questions, Mr. Foreman.
Wasn't that part of his question?
Didn't the cops tell a bunch of untruths about him?
Yeah.
I really don't like listening to
One
these
of them-
crybaby whiny cops who are like, these are things that are not true about
One
us.
of them, well, addressed him specifically.
Yeah.
And that one, I thought that was crazy. With the because you had that little, that little tiff, as it were. But that cop was so out of bounds doing that.
Totally.
That judge, if he wanted to maintain control of the courtroom, should have stepped on that like that.
I think he did say something.
He did, but man, he let him freaking talk, and then AFROMAN is responding, and he's like,
Yeah.
this, he should have stepped on it when the cop. He shouldn't have let him get all of that out.
Yeah.
You have no evidence that Brian Newland ever molested little boys.
If you look at the picture, he's holding the little boy butt. It's too much for me. So if you just use your eyeballs, and then his brother's a convicted pedophile.
That's your evidence for posting that pedophile stuff.
Hey, I'm just trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out what kind of guy is kicking on my door. What kind of guy is walking around my house reading my bank statements? It's a dude. It's a dude that's possibly a pedophile, got a convicted pedophile brother, deputized by the sheriff, walking around, possibly stealing my money. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on as I zoom in with my cameras. That's not the type of guy I don't think should be on the police force.
I'm going to refer you again to your deposition. If you don't trust my reading of it, I'm happy to give it to you, Mr. Foreman. But
the thing he noted was right too, because remember his brother was a police officer, and he got in trouble while he was a police officer. So when you have this other guy who is a cop, that is his brother, holding on to children there.
Yeah, I think it was worse than that. I think that his brother, from the research I did, I think he was a chief of the Manchester Police Department.
Wow.
The chief. Not just an officer, the boss.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you have the right as a citizen, you have the right to question whether or not any of these people are doing horrible things. But when you have the brother of a PDF file out there doing it, I don't think he did something wrong. I think he did a freaking, he did a civic freaking, I think that's civic virtue, actually. I was going to say it's civic duty, but I was like, that's beyond that. I think it's civic virtue.
page 98 of your deposition on that same day, beginning at 9/11, did I ask you this question and did you give me this answer? And again, the only evidence, you don't have any evidence that Brian Newland is a pedophile or plays with little boys. Answer, no, sir. Did I ask you that question? Did you give me that answer?
I don't remember.
What are the line numbers?
Beginning with line 11, ending with line 14 on page 98.
Thank you.
You have no evidence that Lisa Phillips stole your money, do you?
I know if she hadn't raided my house, we wouldn't be having this conversation, nor a lawsuit or nothing. They never should have been at my house.
Oh, yeah.
Since you're not going to answer my question, I'm going to go back to your deposition again, Mr. Foreman, page 102.
Your Honor, if I may, can I just enter a continuing objection so I don't have to object every time he does the deposition?
No, it's too important, so please be specific.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I would enter a notation of objection at this point. He is now testifying for the witness. He is no longer refreshing his recollection.
I'll be sensitive to that, so you can rephrase. I'll sustain that.
Oh my God, he got
You
one.
made the conclusion but in my memory, so you got to go back and fix that.
All right, Judge.
I'm shocked.
Do you remember telling me in your deposition, Mr. Foreman, that you don't have any evidence that Lisa Phillips stole your money?
Yeah, she cut off the cameras, but I didn't know who took them. I didn't know who took them. So, as far as all the officers was a suspect, at first, because I didn't know where. After the deposition, I realized that Brian Newland was in charge of the money, and I knew where to focus everything. But at first, all the cops was a suspect, especially after they cut off my cameras and I couldn't see what they were doing.
All right. Well, so you don't remember? Is that what you're telling me?
I remember telling you that Lisa, probably didn't take my money, but I just didn't know. I just knew it was missing, and they cut off my cameras, so all of them were suspects until I figured it out.
So until you figured it out?
Until everybody figured it out, until it was solved of where the missing money was.
All right. So just to clear this up and move on, you admit that you don't have any evidence that Lisa Phillips stole your money?
No.
Somebody in the chat asked a good question. I want to address it because this is a really good question. Saying, so did the jury just decide? Actually, it was a super chat. So SF, thanks for the 10, says the judge was in a hurry to get to a liable verdict. Also, some jurors thought maybe Lisa deserved some money, but the deputy he called the PDF file, they felt that was true. Not necessarily. They could have found, because in a defamation case, especially one against public officials, if the allegation is so outrageous that no one actually believes it's true, it's not defamation. And they may have found that he was exaggerating for his art, like he said, fictional comedy, right? They may have, and it kind of is. Like, you look at that picture of him with the kid and everybody's like, well, obviously he's not molesting a kid in that picture. So it's an obvious exaggeration for him to say he was fondling this little boy when there's literally that the picture shows that didn't happen. So that right there is textbook, too outrageous to be true. So you can't find for defamation in that case. So no, I don't think the jury believes that Brian Newland is an actual PDF file.
I think there's enough question. It could potentially be, though. They could have been like, well, there's some questionable stuff in here.
Yeah, they might. It's one or the other, but you don't have to. What I mean is it doesn't have to. You can't assume that because they don't find him liable that they believe the allegation. They might not have believed it, and that by definition makes it not defamatory. If they thought it was a joke, like Larry Flint saying that Falwell was doing his mom in an outhouse.
Yeah, and they did it interview style too. I mean, back then, like if you go back and look at that and think about when that was done, I mean, that was some pretty spicy, damaging stuff back when.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
But I know if she wasn't there in the first place, we wouldn't be having this conversation or be here.
Hell yeah. I like that he throws that in every time.
Me too. It's great.
One of your big motivation, really, in making all of these posts is to make money.
To pay for the damage that they brought to my house under the circumstance that they shouldn't have even been there in the first place.
So the answer to my question is yes, your motivation was to make money.
To pay for the damages that they brought to my house under the circumstances that they shouldn't have been there in the first place.
You made enough yet to make up for it?
No.
Not really.
How much have you made?
So I'm not done.
I don't know exactly, but it was.
I love that.
It wasn't hardly $24,000.
$24,000.
It wasn't that. It wasn't that.
You're still making money, aren't you, today, right? With the new posts and advertisements. And
Hell yeah.
Publicity.
You're still selling merchandise, aren't you?
Hell yeah.
No. Publicity. Just everybody. Thanks to them bringing publicity to this. It's just an opportunity to run numbers up and be an entertainer.
That's the
Now,
thing.
I
I would
said,
be like,
yeah, I'm making bank.
yeah, I know. I would have been like, yeah, they're making me money.
They're making me money. They're plowing my fields.
Hell yeah. That's it.
Strapped on my plow.
Till my monetized fields, baby. Get out there. I believe in monetizing haters. That's all we do online. I mean, if they come after you, monetize the shit out of them.
Criticism of this testimony is he should have said, what's wrong with making money? This is America. I'd have been like, no,
they're making money for me.
Yeah, they're making my money. It's their choice. They did this. But yeah, I'm making money. I have a right to make money. I'm an entertainer. Yeah. I make money based on what I do. Yes, I make money. I don't like the idea that he feels he has to tiptoe around it. Yeah, I'm making money. Yeah, the
That's what I'd have
goal
been
of
like. I'm making
business
money
is
off
always
of.
to make money.
Well, I would have been like, I'm making money off of police corruption. Bam. You
That's a
know?
good.
Hell
That's a
yeah.
good answer too.
Yep. Or I'm making money exposing police. You know, if you put in a few of those spicy catchwords, you know.
Yeah, Gemma says, "Is it a crime to make money again? Where have we heard that before?" Yeah, the whole Hales case.
True
It's just
that.
monetizing. They're monetizing our lives.
You know. I will, dude. If I had some crazy pieces of shit near me, I would monetize the hell out of them too. You know what? I mean, some of these people are lucky that I'm not motivated enough to move to their neighborhood and monetize them. Seriously, if I could stand the smell of that freaking chicken skin eating weirdo, I'd probably move across from there and be like, "You thought your last neighbor was bad, you piece of crap." You know, welcome to hell.
She's gonna have a breakdown now. He's threatening to move in next door.
I might. You know, I've always thought Florida looked warm this
The
time.
Villages. You're gonna retire at the Villages and all those loofah weirdos.
Oh God, I don't know if I could do that. Actually.
Yeah, I don't recommend it.
Gross. Gross.
And the more lies, outrageous lies you tell about them, the more money you can make, right?
Fact, they never should have came to my house in the first place. Fact, if they hadn't have came to my house, they wouldn't have put themselves on the video camera and in my music career. All of this is their fact. All of this is their fault, and they have the audacity to sue me. These people and you are the predators and the victim at the same time.
So what they did, searching your house, gave you the right to do everything you
Under the circumstance that I got freedom of speech, after they run around my house with guns and kick down my door, I got the right to kick a can in my backyard, use my freedom of speech, turn my bad times into a good time. Yes, I do. And I think I'm a sport for doing so, because I don't go to their house, kick down their doors, flip them off on their surveillance cameras, then try to play the victim and sue them.
That's right.
My God, there's so much there to break down. Honestly, I have a right to turn my bad time into a good time. Tug, does that not define what we do here?
Yes, it does. It does. You know, that's the whole thing. Like when we say things like monetize haters, you know, they try to ruin your lives. And anytime someone tries to ruin you, you step up and you make them pay, you know.
That's right. And the best way, ridicule is your greatest weapon. You know who taught us that was Saul Alinsky, from and which is hilarious because but it's true. It's true. Rules for Radicals is Barack Obama's favorite book.
I read that you know, with college it was required reading, and I remember reading it and thinking, yep, that explains a lot. You know.
Yes. But it is true though. It's a really actually it's a insightful book, and I think it should be required reading. You can apply it in many different ways, and there are two things in that book that I really love. One, ridicule is your greatest weapon. Two, personalize it. You know, corporations don't hurt, people do. So you personalize it. And that's exactly what he did here. And there's a third thing too that is effective, which is make them live up to their own rules. So when you make the government live up to its own rules, you can cause a lot of problems. So if they say they reply to every letter, you make sure you flood them with so many letters they can't do it. See? So you're playing by the rules, but you're also, it's like that guy who came to the city hall because they gave him some fine that was stupid. He shouldn't have had to pay, but they were making him pay it. So he paid $1,000 or something all in pennies, and he dumped it out on the floor.
Oh yeah, I remember that. And they flipped out about it.
$1,000 of pennies.
Oh, they got so mad about it.
Oh, they got so mad. But hey, that's called malicious compliance.
Yep.
Malicious compliance is a great way to stick it up the government's backside.
Well, it's also it's legal. It's U.S.
100%.
tender.
It's 100% legal to pay a fine in pennies.
Yeah, I love seeing that because I mean they tried to get him on other stuff. They were looking for another reason and they couldn't find another reason, but they tried. They did.
Yep.
They tried to turn paying by pennies. You know, if you want to treat somebody like an a-hole, that's how you nail them. Yeah.
So he says, I have a right to turn my bad time into a good time. He also says something that Jeremy Hales has said over and over again. This is my life. I think that comes in a minute, but he's going to say, this is my life. I need content for what I do. I write about my life experiences, and I have a right to do that. I have a right to talk about what happens in my life to me. How many times have you heard Jeremy Hales say that? I think I lost Tug. All right. Anyway, we'll just keep going. He'll come back.
You were at Lisa Phillips's deposition, correct?
Yes, sir.
In your lawyer's office?
Yes, sir.
Same office where you filmed part of that video last Friday?
So he filmed. I love how the lawyer is trying to make him look stupid for using his lawyer's office to film a music video, but it just makes me laugh because it seems like him and his lawyer have a really good relationship.
Hey, I'll be right back. I think one of my neighbors just wrecked a go kart outside my house.
Oh my God, are you serious?
That's crazy. I'll be right back.
Okay. Oh Lord, there's drama going on. I hope it wasn't a loofah-mobile. Somebody wrecked a golf cart outside. I hope they're okay. Oh no, wait, Tug left the microphone on. Let's see if we hear any screaming. Not yet. Yeah, the chat LMAO. What? Hi, Flux. Yeah, apparently. Maybe it was the PI. No, I think we figured out last night that the PI who was hired got sent to Ray Bone Crusher's house. Wait, he's coming back. Here he comes. Was it the PI? Is it Clark Stark?
Oh my God.
Is it the PI, Tug?
No. It's just one of my idiot neighbors out there.
What happened?
They were just running around on a golf cart and they flipped the thing over. They
flipped it?
Oh yeah. They just popped it back over and they were like, that's good. I was like, all right.
Are they okay?
Yeah, they're fine. Well, they just run around on it again. So
I was concerned. Is it a loofah-mobile?
No, that you know what? That would have worked as extra shock absorption. But no.
That's true. You should recommend that he put some loofahs on there for some support next time if he goes over.
Oh man! I heard that. I was like, want to make sure nobody was hurt.
What a good neighbor you are. The chat was sure it was the PI. PI got wrecked.
I figured it was one of my crazy. My neighbors are crazy, man. They're crazy. They do all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, they're good. Like I like my neighbors, but boy, they do some crazy shit. Oh no!
Would they be the type of people who would blow off that tannerite in the
One
middle
of my neighbors was out here. He has a fishing boat, and at like 2:00 in the morning, he was out there in his underwear, boxer shorts. That's it, like cleaning his bass boat. And I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Just drinking and thinking about fishing." I was like, "Cool, I'm gonna make it something."
All right then.
I was just sitting out there. I was like, hell yeah.
Fair, I believe you walked out the other night to give the PI a show. I'm not even sure if you were wearing a shirt. So it's like
I was not, actually. Actually, what's funny is the last time I got the fall CPS call, when they just came to the door and I told them to go away, I went up there and on my shirt and my boxers, and somebody else was here and they were like, what, your pants? I was like, this ain't a pants situation.
If they wanted me to wear pants, they should have got a warrant.
That's right. They should be coming to my house. Anyway, I know that was sidetracking, but
Well, the chat wants to know if you got the golf cart flipping on the camera.
Yeah, I'm sure it's on my camera. I try not to show anything my neighbors do, though. They're, I like them. They do crazy stuff, but they're good.
Well, you should ask your neighbor if he minds if the chat laughs at his golf cart flip, since no one was hurt.
I do need to tell them, like some of the stuff they do, I went out one time and one of them I don't know where they're from. Like they have another relative that comes up here, and they have a horse. You know, they ride up on a horse, and I was watching them race like golf cart versus horse one day. I saw one of them too. 4th of July.
I like it when they pull you behind the horse on a skateboard or something. That's fun too.
I saw one of them like run across this. You know, I just saw this thing on the side of my security camera when I first put it in. It's 4th of July. I saw him shooting stuff, and then all of a sudden I see somebody running across because his shirt was on fire. I was like, "Wow!"
Oh no, cool. No! Stop! Drop! Roll! Do not run!
I just running. All I saw was that like running across, and you know, he went out of the thing. But he's like, "Ah!" His shirt was on fire. I was like, all right, as long as you don't set my trees on fire or anything. Okay. But they are very entertaining. I like them. They're all good people.
Country people usually are. My neighbors
they are. They're nice, but they're crazy. They are very crazy.
I don't have any crazy neighbors. They never do anything crazy, but they're all really helpful. Mm-hmm. They pretty much keep to themselves. But if you needed something, like I'm good. I have one neighbor who is his son is dating my daughter. They're so cute. Oh my God. But his family is so nice. They've been so nice to us ever since we moved in here. And when we first moved here, my husband was traveling every week. He was gone for a week at a time. And over that first winter, I was I had a 2-year-old at the time, plus 2 little girls. And so I had 2 little girls and a baby. And I couldn't get out there and shovel. I have a really steep driveway, and there's no way. But every time this man would see my husband's truck was gone, he would be out there at 5:30 a.m. with his tractor clearing my driveway.
That's got a neighbor you need right there.
Every time. I never asked him to do it. He just would do it when he would see that my husband's truck was gone. And if the truck was there, he wouldn't come over. It's just so sweet. I mean, that's the kind of people that I live around. They're amazing. And they might be my in-laws. I can't even believe it. It's going to be so great. I love them so much. Oh, it couldn't be better. So happy for my kid.
You saw how upset she was when she was answering your lawyer's questions about how this had affected her, right?
Yes, yes.
And you saw your attorney say, do we need to take a break?
Yes.
And you saw her say, no, let's go on and get this over with.
Yes, sir.
You saw all that.
Yes.
You knew she was upset.
Just like she knew I was upset when she was standing in front of my kids with an AR-15.
That's right.
With her hand around the trigger ready to shoot me. Just like she knew I was upset when she cut my cameras. But I'm not a person. She is. So I'm sorry for being a victim. Let's talk about the predators.
Oh,
boom.
My God.
That right
what
there.
What an answer.
Yep. That's the answer that you need right there.
You know, oddballs, before you even typed this, I was thinking, oh my God, I'm the crazy neighbor. I had a mental picture float through my brain of a memory of me running around the yard in my underwear, screaming at the dog because he was chasing an animal off my property. Because I also do not wear pants around the house.
Hey, there is nothing wrong with running out and yelling at things on your property in your own underwear. You know? It is your property.
Yeah, and my neighbors are not close. So they're not close to me as far as distance is concerned, you know, they're pretty far. So I can't imagine anyone would notice or see or like care. But also, yeah, I'm the crazy neighbor for sure. God, what a great answer that was, though. She didn't care that my kids were upset. She didn't care that I was upset that she showed up with her AR-15. Like, what a great answer.
I love it.
Okay.
I need to hear that again.
I was upset when she was, yes.
You knew she was upset.
Just like she knew I was upset when she was standing in front of my kids with an AR-15 with her hand around the trigger ready to shoot me. Just like she knew I was upset when she cut my cameras. But I'm not a person. She is. So I'm sorry for being a victim. Let's talk about the predators. Okay. So you saw all that. You saw how upset she was. You heard the testimony about her children. You heard the testimony at the depositions about Randy Newland's daughter who came home upset. You heard all that. But you're still posting stuff about it. Because I understand it was Randy's fault and all of their fault for coming in my house in the first place. So if they hadn't came to my house, their children wouldn't be saying nothing. None of this would be going home if they had did their research and did things right.
That's right.
So all of this.
That is the don't start none, won't be none.
That's right.
Theory.
I mean, it's 100% though. He's totally right. If they wouldn't have popped up, if they would have done some, we're talking about due diligence. I mean, it's their responsibility to do their due diligence. They're the police.
They are the police. They're supposed to do thorough investigations. That warrant is shit.
They did no investigation. They took
did
the
nothing.
word of some crackhead out there, some meth head probably, that, they knew would give them garbage information. And yeah, if I saw somebody, I tell you, like anytime I've had people come to my house over bullshit over the internet. Now they've been nice. I've never had any of them try to start crazy bullshit, but even then I can't say I was always nice about it, even then, but they diffused the situation.
Yeah.
The last time somebody sent a CPS to my house and there were awful freaking, like they came with it. They made claims where they knew they would get a cop with them, and it came from the internet, and there was some gross stuff, but the cop was trying to calm it down and everything, because I was not thrilled, I was not at all, because the CPS, I talked to my lawyer and you set up a talk, but even with that, they're going to ask questions of a little kid. They don't even know what it means, so they're influenced because of some weirdo online. They're going to get to ask somewhat. They did it decently, I'm going to say, but still, you don't want that idea popping up at a kid's head. They don't even know what they're asking that for. So, I was so pissed off that day. But I was not happy.
You've got 2 super chats here. You want to hit these while we're paused?
Sure. Yeah. And I mean, if I was in an AFROMAN situation, see, they compounded it, like they made it worse. And
they made it worse.
Yeah, and they could have calmed it down at any time. Like I say, when I had the sheriff at my house, they did everything possible. They knew I was mad, and they didn't try to compound my anger. But these people, they did. And when he,
aren't they supposed to keep the peace? Isn't that their main objective? To be peace officers, not strife officers.
Yeah. Have you ever seen people that say that they want peace and yet they enter your home with rifles and ballistic shields?
Yeah. And then flip your cameras off.
Yeah. Cut your cameras too. So,
yeah,
and for transparency's sake, of course.
Of course.
Lorraine, thanks for the 2. Notice the case number is 2023 069.
69.
Indeed.
This case feels unreal. I'm telling you, everything about it feels unreal.
AKA the cat lady. Thanks for the 2 there. Bruce Rivers was one of AFROMAN's lawyers in motion.
No way.
Didn't he have 2 lawyers before everything?
If Bruce Rivers was one of them, that's amazing. I love Bruce Rivers, by the way. He is so funny. I don't know if you guys have ever watched his YouTube channel. He also had a pretty bad tragedy happen to him recently. His son, who ran the channel and really talked him into doing it, died of an overdose. Just really sad. But he's back and he's making videos again. And I love watching Bruce Rivers. I think he is really funny. And if he is, I got to go check out his channel and see if he's talking about it. I wonder if he is, because that's interesting to me. All right, you ready?
Yeah. The Inquirer spoke to Bruce Rivers, a criminal defense lawyer in Minneapolis representing AFROMAN, after a hearing in 2023. So.
Back then. So several years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yeah, Bruce Rivers is great. He's just a lot of fun. He has a lot of good insights. He's a defense attorney.
Yeah. I've watched a bunch of his stuff, and
he talks about not self-snitching, stop your self-snitching. Don't talk to
I think it's good advice. A lot of people do.
Yeah, really. Yeah, it is good advice.
They think cops are their buddies, and when they go in, they tell on themselves.
I gotta grab something for my kid. You want me to push play, or you want to
hit play?
Okay.
They
I'll be right
did
back.
their research and did things right. So all of this is their fault, and now they want to sue me for their mistake.
Yeah, 100%.
Is there anything that could change your mind about what you're doing to these deputies?
Is there
Anything
anything
can
that can
change
change
your
my mind
mind.
about the fact that they shouldn't have been at my house in the first place? Is there anything that can change my mind about how my money shouldn't have been touched in the first place?
So he's
No.
angry. He should be.
That's
That's a stupid question.
You're welcome.
That's everything that he had for him too.
Do you want to continue? I'm sorry, Mr. Osborne. Do you want to continue the direct examination of your client now?
Your Honor, I was going to actually ask for a sidebar so we can talk about that.
Okay, so it's just like that.
Okay, I'm
So
back.
I was actually going to.
So actually, you just missed one question. The question about it. Pause it for 1 second. They're about to have a sidebar, but the one question was: is there anything that can change your opinion about things? And you know, of course, he's like, change my opinion over them coming to my home, stealing my money.
Yeah, no, I've seen that part. It's really
Yeah.
good. I also like when he says, "You're welcome." It's like the most aggressive "you're welcome" ever. I love it.
I couldn't
You're
believe that
welcome.
was it, though. I mean, you talk about a terrible freaking.
He should never have called him.
No, I mean, it was terrible. Period. Because when he got up there, he decimated him, and that lawyer was not ready for AFROMAN. He underestimated him.
Well, I heard a lot of lawyers talking about this and saying this is something as a plaintiff's lawyer you never want to do. You do not want to call a guy who has this kind of gravitas to the stand and let him opine on things.
I
Like you
disagree.
just
You know,
you can't.
DUI guy said something about lawyers that has always stuck with me. He said, when you listen to lawyers, don't, because the one thing they always forget, and you watch them, they all do this, they forget about the jury. Like DUI guy, he was like 100%. I know how like the Depp Heard trial it's going to go because I looked at the jury. This is what they think. This is what they're doing right now. 100%. This is how it's going. And when you listen to everyone else, they're talking about how the law, situates on it, what the judge is saying and doing. And yes, that does work into it. But many of them just omit what the comment that, they think with their understanding of the law, they know how it will be interpreted. But you've got to look at one of the reasons I like watching cases with lawyers to a degree. But one of the reasons I like what we do here, we're looking at it as a lay person.
Like
we have some understanding.
we look at it like as a member of the jury, which it's funny because the second time that uncivil law went off on me for no reason at all was over the Kowalski trial. I was on the Ricada show with Jeff and Law and Lumber and Uncivil and Runkle, and we were discussing Kowalski case, and I said something and Kurt went off like, you're just wrong, you're so wrong, fuck you. You know how he does.
Yeah.
And Jeff, God bless Jeff, rest his soul. Jeff, he said, no, wait a minute. We're all getting caught up in the legalese here, but she's got the jury perspective. This is someone she's giving you a jury perspective. It's valuable to hear someone who is not a lawyer and hear their opinion on this because the jury agreed with her. And this is why. And they do forget. They do. They do.
You win the case with the jury. You win it at jury selection oftentimes. If you know how to select a jury. Like I said, DUI guy has been one of the smartest lawyers I've listened to because he understands it doesn't matter what you know about the law. That's you getting things in. Yes, you have to do all of that. But that's just evening the playing field. Everything else is a drama. It is a play. That's why people like watching like stuff like this. It's a play. It is put on for the jury, and they hold your freedom in it. So that's where these people are wrong. When you put AFROMAN on the stand, it's dangerous because you don't know how it's going to go. But again, he's articulate. He knows the game. He knows the theater. He knows how to play it. He's been playing it forever.
He's an entertainer. Never put an entertainer on. That's why Johnny Depp. Oh my God. Yep. When you put a great actor on the stand, and he is definitely a great actor, they have a presence. He won when he walked it. AFROMAN won when he walked in that courtroom wearing that suit.
Right.
He owned it. He owned the space. He owned the day. There's no way that somebody it's very hard to go up against somebody with that kind of presence. The reason why people are stars, why some people are stars and other people aren't, is because they have that je ne sais quoi. They have that thing that isn't explainable, right? But there's a magnetism around them, and people are drawn to it. So when you put somebody like that you put Brad Pitt in a witness box, good luck whoever is against him. Good luck whoever's coming up against Johnny Depp. Good
Especially
luck.
like some cops, they're already operating at a disadvantage anyway, because it depends again on where you are, but more and more the public sentiment, we're tiring of government intrusion into our lives. We're tiring of overreach. You see it everywhere. I mean, and most people, they don't take the pulse of that. You get some, again, this place could have gone one of two ways, but if we, I would have, if I would have seen the jury and laughing or anything, like, you can see some of their reaction too in the way the camera is angled, in this trial. And when you're looking at it, you can tell they are 100% on AFROMAN's side because of the reactions. And that, I mean, again, like I say, DUI guy, if anybody, out of any lawyer that has stepped up and just made good points. I mean, they all can make valid points about how the law comes in, if this or that will be allowed. But again, that's just about the playing field. That's just about getting evidence in or not allowing, or an argument that trips up the other side. I mean, yes, that all matters. But again, it's all theater.
It is. It is definitely theater, and the best lawyers. That's why Jeff loved Barry Scheck. And Flux and I, we've been watching the trial that Jeff was wanting to watch before he died, and he only got through 2 days of it, which was the Woodward v. Massachusetts v. Woodward, the killer nanny trial. Well, Barry Scheck, who was one of the attorneys on the OJ trial, was the defense attorney in that case. And Barry Scheck is the perfect example of a lawyer who treats the courtroom like a stage in unbelievable ways. I've never seen a lawyer do what he does. Getting into the witness box with the witness, standing over them, like lording it up, facing the jury, facing the camera, like just performing with big hand gestures and like he's on TV. You don't even see that anymore. Like, not very often. You don't get we call it Barry in the box. Thank you, Flux. Barry's in the box. You don't see that very often. You know how you watch a TV drama of a legal drama and the lawyers are waving their arms and banging on tables and pacing back and forth, but they don't really do that. Well, Barry Scheck did. Barry Scheck did. There are, and if you're good at it, they should. If you're good at it, I mean, Barry would push that judge. He would push that judge. He would push his boundaries. The judge would tell him to go back to the podium, and he would go back. And then in the next,
mob lawyers do a lot of times, if you listen to, like, you go back and you check out like the 80s when you have the large mafia trials, some of the best ones, they would go in, and a lot of that, the people learned about court from TV. And like you made the perfect comparison. When the jury is watching this show, they have this expectation. Person's gonna be waving their arms around and doing all of that. And not enough of them do it.
No, they don't. And they don't treat it like a stage, like a play, like a drama that they need to entertain the jury. You do not want to put the jury to sleep. It's the worst thing in the world, unless you don't want them paying attention to the facts. That's one way you do want them to be asleep. But Barry Scheck, he was so funny because he'd be told to stop doing what he was doing, and then he would stop doing it for 15 minutes and he'd go right back. He'd do it again. And the judge would kind of forget that he told him. So he would let him do it. And the next thing you know, he's putting on a stage performance that you've just never seen before. It's great. I wish more. The chat says Alan Jackson is like that. A little bit. He's not as great as Barry, though. Barry Scheck is the best I've ever seen. I've never seen anybody do it like him. I wish I had the clip on. I don't have the clip to show you, but I do have one on my StreamYard that is just great. So
our case in chief.
Yeah, I just offered you the chance to do that. So do you want to do your direct examination of your
Fights
case
with judge.
right now?
Not right now, Your Honor.
Like the pogo stick of witnesses up and down is what I was talking about. If he testifies on his own direct case, it could be now or it could be later. I just gave the lawyer a chance to do it now or later. He said later. So you'll likely see Mr. Foreman again. This was an examination on the plaintiff's case. You get a chance to hear his testimony on this case. There's your explanation. Thanks, Mr. Foreman. You can stand up and sit down again.
What an
ass.
Yeah. What a know-it-all piece of garbage, man.
I hate
this guy.
people like that.
I hate this guy. I just hate him. You know.
So
you
the
know what? It was weird
plaintiffs
too.
rest their case after AFROMAN. Are they insane? He just
That's
rested. Okay, we're done now. Now we'll let the defense go.
That's so funny, man.
We'll deal with the exhibits on a break. Who do you have?
I have no one ready. All my people were subpoenaed to be ready tomorrow. I will have to call them to get them here in the morning.
That's hilarious. You like warmer lady, by the way. Thank you for that super sticker. Appreciate that. And you.
Don't talk. Ruminating your own mind, maybe, but it can't be any harder than that. The admonition we talked about previously about deliberating as a group and thinking collectively is still in play. You can't look at anything online, can't drive by addresses. All those things you can't do, you know you can't do, don't do. See you tomorrow. We'll start at 8:15 again.
I hate this guy.
And thank you for a good day's work. We'll glad to be adjourned.
All right, so that's the end of day one. I don't think they're doing anything else. Let's see. Does the judge do stuff with the jury out of the room? Oh, look, he's up again.
Yeah.
He's pontificating.
He's going to break down. You know, look, AFROMAN's ready to leave.
Yeah.
He's like, come on, I got my pimp jacket on. Let's go.
Oh my God, the judge came off the bench to fight with the defense attorney face to face. That's number 4. That's number 4. We're going for number 4. Oh my God.
I'm telling you, you can't look at this judge and not that this guy wanted AFROMAN to lose.
Oh, for sure.
I noted particular objection from the defense. These plaintiff's exhibits 4, 5, 6, 7, and 26.
Why is he holding court off the bench? And because he's standing, does that mean everyone has to stand? Look at everyone standing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's being an asshole. Because, I mean, if
What
he
a
would sit,
dick.
at least people could be comfortable. I've never seen a judge act like this, you know? Just really. You know,
And it's like he's completely ignorant of everyone around him standing uncomfortably in his presence because you don't sit till the judge sits. This is unbelievable. He is like ThATuMBRELLAgUY. What an insufferable bitch, man. I don't like this man.
Does that sound right?
Sounds right. I'd have to go through a bunch. If I could see the exhibits, I could.
I believe there's also 33 is the video from last Friday, which I believe Mr. Osborne also.
Yeah, I object to anything that.
Was that
Number 30, I think I might have said 34, but we can keep it as 34. We can
So
just-
we are keeping
Yes,
it
yes, of course,
34,
of course.
isn't it 33?
Okay,
Right? I'll go back and check.
okay,
But that video
I'm not sure.
from 3:13.
yes.
Would I agree? You would object to it?
Yeah, that was the one where I put the motion limited for anything after April.
Okay, so then add to the list of objectionable objections. Number 34, the video from 3:13.
Yes.
Did I give a, you're gonna move all these exhibits?
Yes, and we've got a list of them here, but if we can read into the record if we need to do that, but
Okay, so tell me what exhibits you moved.
actually,
sorry for going out of order.
They're still standing.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Let me get it.
No, she sits down. She's like, I need to sit to get on my computer.
Well, it's ridiculous. Everybody else is standing there. They're like, what do we do?
Yeah. Look at AFROMAN. He's like, can I leave?
Yeah.
He is so ready to go outside and smoke a blunt.
Remove anything that's not in there.
May I see? Is there any way you can do them the same way as I'm doing mine? That way they can clearly understand what they are and they can blame individually?
I can.
Turn off the record.
You gotta slip it.
I really do
Klingler
hope-
sat down. Oh, what was that?
I really do hope that lawyer was on contingency, though. I really
I
do.
do too. Look, AFROMAN's finally back in his chair.
I mean, heck, you're going to make them stand around, you know? They might as well. It's
Oh
so
my
crazy.
God. Yeah, all the plaintiffs are gone.
Yeah.
They left. Of course, if I'm him, if I'm AFROMAN, I'm staying too.
Oh, I
wanna
would
hear
too.
every word.
I would hear
every word.
every.
You
Yeah,
know,
I'd
one of
hear
the
every
things
word.
that I learned about that, I was covering the Cindy Absud case in Colorado. I was there in the courtroom, and all the media would leave after court was adjourned, and I would stay because the lawyers were doing their thing with the judge. And oh my God, the things I learned. I don't even think if they realized I was sitting there because everybody picked up and left. And then these assholes, the defense, the public defender, and the prosecutor and the judge are acting like they're at a happy hour in the middle of a trial for a woman's life. And
That's wild.
the way they would talk about about what was going on and how buddy they were made me sick to my stomach. I left crying because I knew she didn't have a chance.
Right.
Because her own attorney was in cahoots with the judge and the prosecutor. I think there's video footage of me from in the documentary they were working on of me weeping after that because it was so unjust. And
That's gross, man.
if you walk out of the courtroom before this stuff is done, you're going to miss stuff.
Yeah. There's stuff you want to know, especially if it's your team. Because if I saw my team over there, you know, colluding and having a great old time with the other side, I'd be doing something to relieve them, you know?
They were talking about meeting up somewhere for, you know, drinks or whatever, or going to the gym, or, oh yeah, I saw so-and-so down at, you know, I mean, it was just crazy. I was like, no, this is war. I don't care if you are friends off the battlefield, but when you are on the battlefield, for me, you have your sword out the entire time. Like you are swinging at the enemy. I don't want to hear you say one word of concession to that prosecutor. I want him to be your mortal enemy during that time in front of the judge. And I want you to fight for me like you're fighting for your own life. That public defender was so up the ass of that judge and the prosecutor. It was awful. And if it ever comes out, and it is going to come out because I heard it got sold, so the documentary will come out, but I'll be a blubbering mess in it. I'll be weeping, making a fool out of myself.
Though.
Yeah, I couldn't breathe. I left there having a panic attack. I was crying, and like I just couldn't believe they would do this to someone. You know, I'd never seen that before. I had this idea in my head that a public defender, you know, did what they do because they don't get very much money. So they must do what they do because they believe in it. Right.
Yep.
And that did not happen.
It's eye-opening. Well, when you see the corruption and stuff, it's mind-blowing. You know, especially when you first see it all. Oh. There's 2 super chats, by the way. Jacksmo, thanks for the 5. I'd like to trust a lawyer like Atticus Finch. What I grew up thinking. Good Lord, yeah, indeed. And Fallen Hero, thanks for 5. I think one of the reasons AFROMAN won is because, yes, I do too. I think, I honestly think what he tried to do backfired.
Yeah. Well, do you remember when the judge said to the jury, I'm not trying to hide the ball. Like literally tell us you're not hiding the ball. Tell us you're hiding the ball without telling us you're hiding the ball. Thank you for telling us that you're hiding the ball.
Do you want to jump over to the next day then?
Yeah.
They just got instruction on there. You know, we could start the next day and see what one comes up on it.
Yeah, let me get over there.
I'm going to mark the here. I'm going to put in the private chat too. I'm marking it myself, but here's the jury instruction. When we get to that finally, we'll want the instruction too, so we can read it,
The corruption of the Adam County cops, stealing money, stealing cake. When they make they traffic stop, first they screw you, then they sue you. Play little games and dismiss your claims. The proof's on the internet.
I love that. That's so funny.
Me too.
So Wednesday, day 3, 2023-0069. We left the day yesterday with the court taking under advisement its decision on the request for direct verdict by the defendant. The court makes findings and conclusions orally, not so articulately, as follows.
Oh, I got to put the caps lock or the
First of
captions
all,
on.
with regard to the defamation in this case, it's clearly defamation per se, not per qua. So because it's defamation per se, that's based upon clear statements of
He's making them stand again.
Clear statements of serious sexual misconduct, where the case is clearly.
I've never seen a judge do that ever.
Other evidence to interpret the context of the statement. So because of that, there's no need for special damages. And for those reasons, that part of the defendant's motion for direct verdict would be denied. With regard to
the direct verdict, statement they put in.
That's a question of law for the court, not the jury. So in that respect, I'm supposed to look at the specific language, whether the statement is verifiable or not, the context of the statement, and then the context into which the statement is made. The allegations of theft are verifiable statements because you can determine by conviction or not whether that's been prosecuted or not. So that's a verifiable statement. Gender identity, gender organs are identifiable, verifiable facts. Whether someone has a pedophilia is a verifiable fact, or the same context as it would be if you call somebody a thief, or any kind of evidence of conviction, pedophilia, it's a diagnosable condition. With regard to sex change allegations, again, that's a verifiable fact, as it would be corresponding medical record. Statements with regard to substance use disorder, addiction are verifiable statements because they're diagnosable. And then sex partners would be another one of those identifiable, verifiable statements or not. For all those reasons, the court finds that these are not statements of opinion, but they're statements of fact. This doesn't mean the court makes a ruling as to whether they're false or not, but that it's not opinion statements because they're verifiable and in the context in which they're made, in the context in which they're broadcast.
Is he really trying to say that saying somebody looks like they're trans is a verifiable thing? That's just an opinion.
That's also, I mean, you realize how many people that you're saying you could potentially sue because of that,
Yeah, that's crazy. This is nuts.
Verifies that they're not statements of opinion, they're statements of fact. With regard to the issue of publication I raised yesterday, I think you're direct verdict motion, that it does not appear that there's any dispute about the publication of statements by Mr. Foreman. You made that clear yesterday on cross when you called him. He agreed with that. Other witnesses talked about the use of different social media platforms being pushed out under Mr. Foreman's name. So the court's going to tell the jury that publication has been proven, it's not disputed. That's not an issue. So the court will direct the verdict that publication occurred. It has nothing to do with the defense of truthfulness or falsity, but the evidence is uncontroverted that element of the case has been established. So
Officer Poundcake really thinks he's going to win something.
It's not persuasion.
He did. He thought he was going to get paid.
Yep. So we could buy more candy.
Oh, 100%. Like you should. But I got to go with what the evidence says. So like when the evidence is uncontroverted, I don't submit that issue to the jury. I tell them it's been resolved. You have no duty to do that when the court directs a verdict on a particular element. I don't know how that affects your case, but it hasn't been like the key central part of your defense. Mr. Klingler indicated that the plaintiffs will have no claim for economic loss. So I won't be providing any instructions with regard to economics. It doesn't limit your current theory about non-economic loss. But I'm not going to give instructions that are not questioned or follow the evidence. So that's what I have for you at the moment. We're not at the end of the case.
You're talking about the false light claims. That answers defamation, but not false light. They have 2 claims for each person heading forward.
Fair enough. Let me assemble those notes. Like some of this overlaps, some of it doesn't. So like I'll not give you the answer at the moment, but I will the next break. Like I started writing the notes about the time you sent me the email last night at 8:30, which I greatly appreciate. So I'll put that on the record shortly.
Am I to assume that those have been denied also and we're moving forward on both?
Yes.
Am I to assume those have been denied also?
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course.
I always like at least have my bullet points as opposed to my rambling unorganized brain.
Oh, I'm glad that he knows he rambles. That's good.
Anything else?
I fully noted my objection and everything for appeal on this, and I'll re-raise the issue at the correct time.
Thank you, and you should. Anything else?
Nothing else, Judge.
Okay, go ahead and go off the record. We got 10 people. 10 minutes. So while you're waiting, we were working as we often do. So thanks for being on time. I watched you come in. Appropriate time, so thank you.
So how's he going to bias the jury today?
That's a good question.
Plaintiff rested their direct case. So the evidence called by the plaintiff is in the record. We're not done. I'm just telling you now, in the tennis game analogy, the defense is going to call witnesses, so it's their turn to serve the call. You don't have to care about this order so much, except maybe to understand who's proposing the witnesses. So Mr. Osborne is going to name witnesses. He's going to ask questions first. Mr. Klingler will cross-examine or ask questions second. The instruction to you is it doesn't matter who calls the witnesses. You use the testimony that comes from either side any way you want to. So while I have to pay attention to the process, that's not really primarily important for you, except to understand the witnesses you hear today are being proposed by, called by Mr. Forman. That's probably enough of an explanation. So, Mr. Osborne, you ready to go?
Yeah,
right?
you think? I think everybody in the whole world has seen court movies and how it works. God.
Exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Klingler's ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
Kindergarten
Mr.
class.
Osborne.
Your Honor, we
Jeez.
would call to the
they
city.
are. The lecture is amazing, you know?
I know. Well, at least he didn't say anything prejudicial this time. They're calling to the stand Rhonda Grooms. Who is Rhonda Grooms, you may ask? Well, she is the ex-wife of Sean Grooms. Do you remember
This is
Sean
so
Grooms?
good.
Officer Sean Grooms said that he got divorced from Rhonda Grooms because of AFROMAN. Just keep that in mind. And it wasn't because he screwed her. That would be really funny. She left him for AFROMAN. Just kidding. That was a joke.
That would have been funny.
Yeah, it was. I really like this witness, by the way. She seems like a really cool lady.
Yeah, she was pretty. She's good. This is good stuff.
She comes off as really likable.
Mr. Grooms, before you ascend the steps, if you'll face me and raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? As this, you shall answer unto God. I do. Thank you. And you can be seated.
Go ahead, Mr. Osborne.
I'm waiting for Ms. Grooms to get seated.
Shoot, I'm missing my phone.
Could you please state your full name for the record, spelling your last name?
Rhonda Huffman Grooms, GROOMS.
And do you mind telling us where you live?
2900 Tater Ridge Road, West Union, Ohio.
Is that in Adams County?
It is.
State of Ohio?
Yes.
How long have you lived there?
Over 30 years.
How long have you been a resident of Adams County?
Over 40 years.
She seems really sweet.
And what do you do for a living?
I teach at the Ohio Valley Career and Technical Center. I teach the nursing class there.
Where's that located?
Down on 175 Lloyd Road here in West Union.
Is that part of the vocational technical school? for the
Yes,
county?
yes,
Does that encompass students from all the county?
yes,
So you interact with students from Peebles, West Union, Winchester,
I do.
Manchester?
Manchester, yes.
And tell me about this program. Which one is this one?
It's the nursing program. Their junior year, they actually learn how to
Have
be a
you read the
nursing
complaint in
assistant.
this case?
We are so
Not
doing
yet. Not yet. But I bet it's hilarious.
I'm reading the court site right now.
Oh, I bet it's hilarious.
Oh, it's all
They'll
there.
tech
Here,
this year,
actually,
and then their senior
I'll shoot
year.
you the link to
Okay.
all the stuff. You know, you could just go on a raid there if you want.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll put it in the private chat. Oh,
Okay.
there's so much goodness. Oh, this case is so comedic. My God. I'm glad at least I may have not been on it at the beginning, but I'm glad I'm here now.
Right? I know.
I teach phlebotomy as well as medication aid.
So you teach 11th and 12th grade?
Yes.
Ooh,
Do you
phlebotomy.
know,
She looks like somebody who could find the vein the first time. You know,
Yeah.
competent. Don't you hate it when you go to the hospital and you get the one that can't find your vein and they stick you 3 times? It's
Isn't it
bad.
crazy? This was filed 3/13/2023. So it's taken that long to get here.
Wow. Yeah, the courts are slow, man.
Mr.
Yeah.
Sean Grooms?
I do.
How do you know Mr. Sean Grooms?
He's my ex-husband.
When were you married, if you don't mind me asking?
November of 2006.
And when were you divorced?
It was finalized in August of 2025.
So you've been divorced about 9 months?
Yeah, about.
So what was it like being married to a police officer prior to 2022?
As far as,
Was it an exciting life? Did you get a lot of phone calls?
no. It was, he would go off and go out the door and I'd say, be careful, I love you, come home to me. That was it.
Did that change in 2022?
No.
Did that change in March of 2023? When this
No.
lawsuit was initiated?
No.
Did he ever come home and ask you to lock the doors?
No.
When did you start locking your doors?
After my divorce?
You never locked your doors before that?
No.
Just for the record, you do lock your doors still?
I do, yes. And I have cameras now and I do have a concealed carry, so.
Holy shit.
So,
Hey,
What?
the depots are the transcripts, they're in here.
Yeah, but are the videos there? Because
Yeah, but damn, we got the transcript themselves. Who cares, man? We got
because the videos are better.
well, I get that, but man, everybody's transcript is just sitting there like just calling me. There's coolies. They're all like,
Yeah, I'm
"Touch
sure they're
one,
hilarious.
please." Oh, I bet they're gold. I bet if we go through these are golden.
I can't
Anyway,
wait.
sorry. Go ahead. I just saw them here. I was like,
finalization of
ooh.
your divorce a year ago, you didn't even lock your doors.
No,
You didn't feel unsafe in your home?
no,
Did Mr. Grooms, sorry, strike that. If I refer to Sean, would you understand that I'm referring to your ex-husband, Sean Grooms?
yes,
You're not going to confuse him with Sean Cooley?
no.
Did you have a chance to attend a Halloween party in 2022?
I did, October of 2022.
And that would have been after the raid on Mr. Foreman's house?
Yes,
After the release of the song Lemon Pound Cake?
yes.
Thinking back to that event, what is the one thing that sticks out in your mind?
Oh boy.
Someone had actually brought a lemon pound cake to the party, and everybody laughed about it, and then it got thrown into the fire.
So,
Oh my God.
So they enjoyed it. They had fun.
And they threw it into the fire. Why didn't they eat it? Lemon pound cake is delicious.
let me ask this question. When you say everybody laughed about it, obviously you were there, so you probably laughed.
Yeah.
Who else was there?
Sean Cooley, of course, because he was the host of the party. Sean Grooms, Lisa Phillips, Mike Estep. That was the circle that I
Did
remember
Lisa
sitting
Phillips
in.
laugh?
Other individuals were there, like probation officers and things like that.
I want to know if she
People that
laughed.
worked with your husband.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
actually a good question.
At any time did Mr. Grooms, or sorry, strike that. At any time did Sean tell you that he was receiving death threats?
No.
At any
Oh,
time did he tell
whoops.
you that you needed to take extra steps to protect yourself?
No.
At any time did he tell you that Mr. Foreman's fans were trying to kill him and maybe you?
No.
Oh
Whoopsie.
my God.
Did he ever sit down and tell you, hey, people are calling me thieves and I need to explain to you why people might say that to me?
No.
Wow.
You lying liars.
Yep. So it caused my divorce. Oh wait, didn't.
So I just want to recap.
Interesting.
So there was no extra precautions and safety taken after August of 2022?
No.
No extra safety precautions taken after March 2023 when the lawsuit was filed?
Wow.
No.
You didn't feel the need to take any safety procedures until after your divorce in
Right.
2025?
Yes.
That's interesting.
And I think we can infer why.
Did you take those steps because of Mr. Foreman?
No.
Did Sean ever comment to you his feelings on being called Quasimodo?
No.
Is Quasimodo a Disney character?
Yes.
Would you be aware of that because you teach kids?
Yes.
Do you often let your kids at school play music?
On occasion,
Do they play some of Mr. Foreman's music from time to time?
they do.
You've worked with kids for how long?
30 years.
Got into the mind of kids pretty well.
Yes.
When they would play Mr. Foreman's song Lemon Pound Cake, did they take that as a literal fact from your observations?
No.
Were they laughing and joking about it?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Are you familiar with the song WAP?
I think I've heard it.
Sorry, not strike that.
Oh my Lord.
Oh
I'm
no.
going to give you the complete song and then summarize it because I don't want to say it once. Are you familiar with the song Wet Ass Pussy?
Wet ass
Yes.
P word.
Is that
I like how
a song?
uncomfortable he
It
was
is.
saying that.
Have your students played it in class?
Once, and I asked them to please turn it off.
When they were listening to it, did they think that was fact?
No.
So they didn't think that that was depicting anything in real life?
No.
Oh my God. I can't believe WAP came
So
up.
you didn't have to teach them that wasn't real?
Right. No, I did not.
You've heard the song, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Do you believe it's a literal interpretation?
No.
Would you agree it's derogatory towards women,
No.
even though it says nasty things about them?
Yeah. No. I mean, it's the artist's opinion, I guess. That's the way I feel.
Maybe not an opinion you like, but
Yeah.
That's right. That's the way
I
it
think
should
she
be.
likes. I actually think he asked her the wrong question. I think he should have
Yeah.
said, "Do you like the song?" I think she does.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the way it should be, though. If something's offensive, who cares, man? Just don't listen to it. We have this
Right.
weird
I
society.
think I think that song is terrible. I never listened to it, but
There's
I'm
all
not
kinds
like
of
out
songs
there
I think
going,
are
"Don't
terrible, though.
don't listen to that."
I got to cancel like when I don't like country music. Probably wouldn't exist.
I know you hate country music.
It offends me. So, like, would you like to ban this? Yes, all of it.
Yes, all of it.
But
I would like to
I-
ban polka. I can't stand polka music.
Well, I mean, we could work on an arrangement there. No country, no polka.
No
Hey
country,
man,
no polka.
there's all the Foreman freaking. There's all the AFROMAN's transcripts in here.
Oh, I love it. His deposition, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Great.
Yep, they're all in here. Oh, they're gonna be good. Yep, it's all. I just grabbed all of them real
Well,
quick.
that means we're going to be covering this for at least 2 more years.
2 billion years. No, God, those are going to be fun reading. Yeah, you know they will be.
Yes. Oh, for sure. Are you kidding? This is the greatest case of my life.
There's 2 of them too.
Oh, perfect. I hear you clicking over there. You're just clicking like a madman.
Oh yeah, I'm like, ooh, what is this? What is
Ooh,
that?
I know. I see you. You're like, I hear you. I don't see you, but I hear you.
Go ahead.
So, Ms. Grooms, has Mr. Foreman's posts about Sean or any of the general posts about the Adams County Sheriff's Department as a whole affected your life any at all?
No.
Would you believe it would have affected your life while you were married to Sean?
If it had any effect, I guess that would be the time it would have an effect.
But as his spouse, you would have expected it.
Yes.
And I don't want you to go into too many details, but is it fair to say that Mr. Foreman, the posts about the police department, everything had not a damn thing to do with your relationship between you and Sean and why it came to an end?
No, it did not.
Oh.
So the post never affected your life, never affected your marriage?
No.
That guy is a liar.
So any statement to the contrary would be false?
Liar.
Yes.
That.
Thank you very much. No further questions at this time.
Well, that was an absolute kill shot.
Yep, that was a
Now-
disaster for them.
Now, if you think that was a disaster, wait until you see what happens next. This lawyer does the fatal mistake that all lawyers learn the first day they get to law school. Never ask a question you don't know the answer to.
Right.
You would think, and this guy's been practicing for many decades. This is a mistake, a rookie mistake he should never have made. He should have sat his ass back down in that chair and said, no further no questions. We have no questions. Because what he does instead is unbelievable. This is going to be taught in law school as what not to do.
Good morning.
I'm sorry you have to be here.
I am too.
Thanks for coming. Where to start? You never sought a protective order against your ex-husband, did you?
Yes, I did when we divorced. The divorce. Yes, I had a restraining order.
You got a restraining order?
Yes, I did.
Oops.
Oh my God.
That is a massive screw up there.
The defense never brought up a restraining order.
Why would you ask this? Yeah, because it just makes him look terrible.
And you can tell Klingler had no idea
Yeah.
that there was a restraining order. This is something he could have found out very easily.
I wonder,
This is negligent.
Do you think he asked his client about that? He
No,
told him
because
no?
he clearly or his client lied to him.
Lied to him, possibly. I mean, surely he's been practicing for a long time.
A very long time. He should not have made this mistake. This is a dumbass mistake. Like you don't make this kind of mistake as a lawyer who's been in practice for this long. I don't know what to tell you, but this is bad.
Were you aware of the posts that were coming out after?
He should have just gone and sat down. He should have just said and gone. No more questions. You lost so bad there. Now the jury all knows she locked her doors because she had a restraining order against her ex-husband.
You gotta love it though. I mean, what a screw up. I mean, he had to be thinking, oh no.
Oh, you know what else makes it really bad? I just realized that in Ohio, restraining orders are automatic in a divorce. So I think it's every divorce, the judge imposes a restraining order while it's going on, so that they do it to limit problems, you know? And so you don't have to request one, it just gets assigned to you. He should have known the answer would be yes, because she was in a divorce and everyone in a divorce in Ohio gets one. Oh my God, this is negligent.
The sheriff's deputies and calling
That
them
is dumb
thieves
as
and that
bringing
sort of
this
thing. Did
lawsuit.
you ever see any or hear any of the songs?
Some of my students referred to it and they would say, I saw your husband in the video. And I would say, yeah, that was him, and turn around and walk away. I didn't elaborate on any of that, no. And they didn't either.
Why didn't you elaborate on it?
Because I didn't think it was the student's business.
Okay.
Look,
they had seen your
oh my God, a mature adult. Look,
Yeah.
there's a mature adult in the room who knows how to handle children asking questions they shouldn't be
I
asking.
like that. No, that's funny. You know.
Yeah.
And then videos.
Yes.
And did you tell your husband about that?
About,
That your kids had mentioned it?
no, it was just a mention and that was it.
Okay. And did you saw the posts yourselves or videos yourself, or did you just hear about it from kids?
I saw part of it and then I heard about it.
Okay. And did anyone else in the community ever say anything to you about these videos or posts?
No.
Just your kids?
Just my students in the school.
Okay.
Oh, your kid. He tried to make it sound like her kids. She was like, no, the students.
Try to confuse that situation.
The song that Mr. Osborne asked you about, does that song refer to a specific identifiable person?
I don't think so.
Those are all my questions. Thank you.
Redirect.
Rhonda, Mr. Klingler asked you about your students. Your students saw the post
Yes.
and they articulated it to you?
Yeah. Just say, hey, I saw your husband in this video.
Students would it be a fair statement to say children can be mean?
Absolutely.
You see instances of them being cruel?
Absolutely.
Are they cruel to both other students and teachers?
Yes.
I don't like bringing up instances of this, but has any of your students ever been cruel to you in the past?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Would it be fair to say they've said some pretty mean things?
Yes.
You see, I'm trying not to ask you what they are, but are they shocking things?
Coming from my students, I mean, in all honesty, it's, you know, when they're mad at me because they didn't receive an A, yeah, they get mad. And yes.
But they're not calling names a fact or anything.
No, no.
And they've seen these posts.
Yes.
Did your students treat you any differently?
No.
So,
oh
could you
man,
point to any instance
God,
where
this
a
is
student
going really bad
treated you
for her.
differently due
so
to the
bad.
No.
Wait, I missed that. What was the question?
I'm gonna go back.
Could you point to any
posts
instance?
where a student treated you differently
Oh,
due
there
to
we
the
go.
posts?
Nope.
No.
Wow.
It's amazing though.
I'm gonna ask this question. You said you're sorry to be here. Why are you sorry to be here?
Because from my recollection, my ex-husband had said that this was part of the reason we got divorced.
No further questions, John?
Mr. Klinger?
Oh, man.
Mr. Osborne, am I right to understand this witness was a lay witness?
Pardon me?
This was a lay witness, not an expert, right?
She's a lay witness.
Yeah,
that
why would
testifies.
she? Why would she
An
be an
expert?
expert?
Why is he asking?
What is
Yeah,
wrong with
she's
him?
an expert on their relationship. Yeah.
What? Why would he ask that question?
That is the dumbest question. Did he listen?
If she were an expert, he would have introduced her as an expert and gone through her CV.
Her-
What the
yeah, you
hell?
have to go through their CV.
What
That's
the hell?
Not just
This-
that. What did she testify about? Oh, about what was that? Oh, her
Her
relationship.
personal knowledge of her relationship with her ex-husband. Oh my
What the
God.
hell, man? Why would you even think the idea?
This
Is
judge
he
is
just
a
trying
maroon.
to? I think he's trying to show up for the cameras. He realizes the cameras there, and he's like, "Look at me, I'm so smart. Look at my
Look how
words."
smart I am. Yeah, what an idiot.
Do what she would have experienced in this.
Right. And the only reason I did that is to explain to the jury that people sometimes have training experience and can make opinions as experts.
Oh my God.
Dr. comes in a medical malpractice case, they're an expert. This is a lay person. Some of the questions spoke generally about society and public perceptions.
He asked her about her perception.
Right.
He did
Well,
not
what does
ask
he do?
her general.
Has he made this statement about anyone else that has been on this stand? Anyone? Has he? Has
No.
he gone through? No.
No,
I mean,
I've got to
he's-
change the judge counter. The judge counter is going up to 5.
This is absurdity, though. Like, why in the hell?
This guy
Ugh.
is an absolute turd of a judge.
He is terrible.
He is an
Right.
absolute. It's like someone. It's like Judge ThATuMBRELLAgUy took a shit in this chair, and that piece of shit was doing this. It was over this case.
And then he was formed. Brad says, thanks to the 2. Most curious about the cash denominations before and after. Yeah, no, all I got was more confused when they brought in their so-called experts.
Me too. I didn't get it. I was like, what?
Yeah, I was like, okay,
What?
well, I'll take AFROMAN's word on how much money was missing. That's the best way.
Yeah,
I can
I'm going to
go,
say the guy whose money it was knows how
Yeah.
much there was.
Yeah, I would know. You took my money. I know how much money.
Yeah. Oh, I believe me. I would.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he tied it to a specific memory, a specific concert.
Yep.
So yes, I absolutely believe he knows how much he was paid, and the reason it was in his pocket was because he forgot it was there. So that takes out the possibility that he spent some of it. Because if he forgot that it was there, it should be the same amount.
It just kills me. Like
This is-
your money, and the way they played it. The way they played it was ridiculous. Puzzler too. Thanks for the 5. The judge is the fudge judge, or the nudge
The nudge
judge.
judge.
The
Oh my
nudge
God, the
judge. I
nudge.
like
He's
that.
the nudge judge. He's trying to nudge the jury
Yep.
in the direction he wants them
I
to
like that.
go.
The nudge
He
judge.
even looks like ThATuMBRELLAgUy.
He does.
He
The
just
nudge
needs some
judge.
little
I
shitty
like that.
glasses.
The nudge.
And he needs to not comb his hair.
Oh, it's
Seemed like
good,
more of
though.
an expert opinion, when in fact, as a lay witness, she can only testify about what she experienced herself. So you have to
We
understand the
know
scope.
that.
She's just what happened to her, lay average person, not educated expert. Thanks for being here. You can go ahead and excuse me.
Oh my God. Not an educated expert. He just said she's not educated.
Yeah, I know.
She just said she is a teacher. She teaches phlebotomy. She has an extensive education. Fuck this judge.
Him
Fuck this
making.
judge.
I've never heard anyone try to make the distinction and be like, well, that's just a lay person versus an expert. You have to introduce the expert. It's so. Oh
Yeah,
God, it's so
he's trying to
infuriating.
he's trying to discredit her. Why is he
Yeah.
pointing at her? Yeah. He's embarrassing her in front of the jury.
Mhm.
He's trying to discredit
She's
her.
a nobody. I mean,
Yeah, you don't
come
have to
on,
listen to her.
you
She's not
know.
educated. She's not an expert. She's just she just knows about her own.
Oh, Dagger, thanks for the 5. I swear watching y'all's channel has me worried when I need a lawyer or have to see a judge. You
You
just
should be worried.
Yeah, you've got to have the right lawyer. Like that is incredible.
Don't go
So,
cheap. Don't go
Yep.
cheap, and don't go pro se.
Here,
Sell
I'll give
stuff if you
you
have to.
The best advice when I needed a lawyer, this was the perfect way I found them. I found plenty of them that were high rated. You have to remember, many of them hide their rating. You can look at awards and stuff too, of course, that is. But one of the things I looked at was negatives. Because negatives, there are terrible negatives. And then you have negatives like, this person, all they do is want to win. They don't care if they destroy people's lives. And I'm like, that's my lawyer right there. I want a destroyer that will destroy for me, So I found a lawyer. When I picked up a lawyer, I found a bunch of negatives from people they had beaten. Being like, oh my God, this person's so terrible. They don't care what damage they do. They just win. I'm like, good. That's what I want. Win.
Yeah, I want somebody who's going to fuck somebody's shit up.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
You want somebody who wants to be known as a winner. And then judges, yeah, it's worrisome. Anytime you go before a judge, these know-it-all assholes. I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible. And so you have to watch it, but you get a good lawyer and they can nullify that shit sometimes. So,
well, and this is a good question here too. Could AFROMAN put a complaint against the judge? Yes, there's something called the Judicial Oversight Board, and I don't know what it's called in Ohio, but you can file a formal complaint. Most of the time, they end up right in the garbage.
Yeah.
But this judge has done some egregious things.
Yeah,
I actually think I would do it. I would
I
send
would.
a letter to them.
I very
on
much
him.
would, because this guy, I mean, I'd hate to think, he wouldn't just be doing it for himself. He'd be doing it for other people. And yes, I
Right.
agree with this. Look, thank you for the super chat too. But this judge needs to go on the wall of shame. Indeed.
Yes, he does. I think some people have a misconception about what my wall of shame is. I can't actually put anybody there until they've been removed. That's what the wall is for. The wall is for when they have to recuse themselves, or they get kicked off. They get kicked off the bench, or
Yeah,
they
but they
get
need it. Well, this I
or
think
they
the
get
statement
fired.
makes because they need
Yeah.
to be there.
They need
Are they
to be
Yeah.
there. But everybody's like, what? Put this guy on the wall. I'm like, I wish I could. I wish
Right.
I could. Wait, but if he doesn't resign or he doesn't recuse, or that's what the wall is for, actually, when they actually get kicked off the case. That's what it's for. Maybe I need a new wall that's like the prequel to the wall of shame. Maybe I need a wall of not runners up. What's the word? Judges in waiting. The shamed in waiting.
That's
I'll
funny.
think about it. I'll come up with something.
Go ahead, Mr. Osborne.
Your Honor, I'd ask for a short 10-minute break so I can talk with Mr. Foreman. Based upon the ruling in the
The
Rule 50,
pending
I
wall.
want to juggle some of my witnesses, make some corrections to that, as I had anticipated a different verdict due to the evidence, or different ruling due to the evidence. So I'm going to need to shift for that. I'd like 10 minutes to consult with my client to strategize on that.
Comments, Mr. Klingon?
No, I have no objection to that, Judge.
Yeah, I didn't expect you to be such a shitty judge, and
He
he's telling
expected
them.
a directed verdict, and
Yeah.
he didn't get it. Now, what's going to happen here is, again, unbelievable. Now, remember, plaintiff's attorney just said, I have no objection to him taking 10 minutes.
Right.
Do you think the judge is going to let him take 10 minutes?
Well, it's cheating. Yeah, I don't think this judge would let you do anything.
Uh-huh.
I think if you're doing well managing your time, I think that's a good idea. I would like to know how I am with getting the jury on schedule.
Your Honor, that's why I want to strategize, see how we could hopefully.
Yeah, no, I appreciate what you're saying. Take a break, go back to the jury room, stay there if you would, please. Short break will be helpful.
Oh, I'm
I was
surprised.
shocked. I wouldn't have thought he'd let him have anything. So.
Me either. Look, I was all ready to change the judge counter.
That's all this helps, I guess, so go ahead, Mr. Osborne, next.
Your Honor, after we appreciate the court giving us the time to consult on this, as such, trial is a fluid matter. After careful consulting with my client and discussion of the matter, we are going to rest at this time. As we rest, I'd move to admit all my exhibits and evidence.
Holy shit. They called one witness.
That's
They're like,
amazing.
We're
really.
done here. We're done.
That is
Oh my God.
amazing. It is like it's absolutely amazing. Like you expect them to, stack it up. And actually, I was looking through their witness list, and they had a lot longer witness list.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, they had quite a few names on there, and they were like, "Nah, just gonna be AFROMAN. That's it."
And Mrs. Coombs or whatever, X Coombs.
Any objection to
That was a good
exhibit?
ending. Though. It made one of them look like an absolute liar.
Total liar. I was really hoping, though, that he was going to bring up one of those witnesses who said that Brian Newland was a statutory rapist.
Yeah. Well, he had some people on there, and I think there were a couple of names on there, police names and stuff. I thought it would have been fun to call as well.
Yeah.
If I could have 15 seconds, we weren't quite expecting this, so let us take a quick look.
We didn't expect it.
Well, I have A through F.
Did you hear Osborne?
Yep.
We didn't expect that ruling either. Yeah, we didn't expect this. Yeah, well, we didn't expect that either.
Yeah.
B is a search warrant video portion. C is a post. I didn't write down the platform. D is
under
music video.
advisement
D is
wall.
search warrant video about the money being left unattended. And F was a search warrant video. I didn't write the content.
We have no objection to the exhibits, Judge.
So there'll be a exhibit without objection. Rebuttal, please.
The waiting room of regret. Pre-shame purgatory. The hallway of
So,
bad
ladies and gentlemen,
decisions.
we're moving forward to the point where you get the case handed to you.
Oh my God. Eric, these are so funny. The Almost Famous Lounge, one step from infamy. Boy, I really like pre-shame purgatory or the waiting room of regret. I'm writing those down. I'm writing those down.
What comes next is closing arguments and instructions of law. So closing arguments are meant to be the opportunity for the lawyers to tell you what they think the evidence means. If you
All right,
want
are we
take
going to
down-
go to, do you want to hit closing arguments today?
Let me see how long we've been here. Yeah, we could do a little bit more,
Okay. Yeah, they're not very long.
So, but like draw a line on your paper and say argument, not fact. I don't know how you keep notes, but I have.
There's ripples, by the way. My new hair makes me more skeptical about judges. Yeah, that's where you keep all of your doubt and your apathy inside of it.
My new hair helps. It's like a radar detector. I can sense bullshit in the air through it. It's like a bullshit detector.
Sometimes lawyers aren't evidence, the witnesses are. It's the same thing here. I don't think you would get confused or misunderstood. The plaintiff goes first because the burden of proof is on the plaintiff. The plaintiff also, because of that burden of proof, gets a privilege. So they get not only the first word, but they get the last word. So Mr. Klingler would start, Mr. Osborne would go second, and then Mr. Klingler would get the last word. Not because of favoritism or anything else, but because of the burden of proof. Then at that particular point in time, we'll give you jury instructions.
But if I could favor him, I would.
But I've done everything I can to say he's my favorite. Yeah.
I'm going to take a break after their arguments because I need to make a few copies for the lawyers to read while I read. We give the instructions to you in writing, but I always like it when they can read over my shoulder because sometimes I can put two words in different order and change the meaning. So then we have like three people reading to make sure it comes out to you right. So we'll hear their closing arguments, take a short break, you'll get the instructions, and then we'll turn you loose. Go ahead, Mr. Klingler.
Your Honor, if I may, procedurally, I'd like to renew my motion for the record.
Thank you. Very appropriate. With regard to the false light claims, the court overrules the motion. Outside the presence of the jury, I can give you a little bit more of the why. But when I give deference to the evidence, and construe it in favor, especially with regard to highly offensive and reasonable juror reasonable public perception. Like those clearly become fact issues to weigh, which I shouldn't do. So as a matter of law, I couldn't dismiss the claims. There's at least
Oh my
enough
God.
evidence for
Oh my
that to
God.
prove it.
Oh my God. Oh my God. He's doing this in front of the jury?
Yep.
Oh my God.
It's insane, isn't it?
Oh, I'm sorry. I have a splitting headache all of a sudden. My right eye above my right. I think I might be having a stroke. Am I having a stroke? What is happening?
I think he needs to smell toast.
Oh my God. He is going to give his explanations about why he didn't give a directed verdict in front of the jury. So
That's
he's
wrong.
basically saying, here's why I thought your case was shit and should go to the jury.
Yeah.
They do not need to hear this. In fact, I
No.
don't think it's legal to do this in front of them.
It's highly, and like everything he's done here, though. I mean, there are so many issues that if this case, if he would have lost, there would have been so many issues with this judge that you could set back and be like, yo, this is problem. This is a real problem.
I'm asking, I'm going to Google this because I don't know the exact answer, but this can't be normal.
Plaintiff's evidence in their favor to get past the Rule 50 motion. And you are spot on to remind me to do that.
Your Honor, there's also another matter we need to clean up. We probably should do at the sidebar before we go into oral arguments.
Okay. I like to clean things up.
Okay, I knew it. Generally, no. Not in a way that risks influencing the jury.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, exactly. You're not supposed to influence the freaking jury with it.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Signaling how the judge views the case. How does that not signal how he views the case?
Yeah. I mean, that's 100%.
A judge must avoid any statement that could be interpreted as an opinion on the merits of the case or the credibility of witnesses. Oh my God. And he did that to the ex-wife.
Yeah. Yeah. When he, that's just a lay person. That's not an expert. She's uneducated.
Oh my God. A judge should not walk through detailed reasoning that hints at how the jury should decide, which is exactly what he's doing. Oh my God. He needs a JQC motion, or I don't know what they call it in Ohio. I'm going to find out, actually. I'll find out what the Judicial Oversight Board is. He needs one. He has stepped over so many times. What is the Judicial Oversight?
Go ahead. The motion, so
Well, we can hear them.
I tried to send an email to this about the music company. There was a question whether Mr. Klinger was going to do a default judgment on that or not. Nothing's ever been done. No evidence was ever presented in relation to it. And obviously, we need to clean that up because they are listed as a defendant. We're going to dismiss them.
Okay, pretty clean.
I would also like to object to the dismissal, especially at this time, as he had a fully good case against him. Their default, he has never done anything towards them, so he is single out.
Note your objection.
That's it. At this point, I just want everything noted.
Tell me you ought to. What else you got? That's a good point.
Well, that was just, I'm trying to clean everything up because last night I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Because.
Judge, I've got a request. Obviously, this was a real surprise to me, and it's closing argument in a big case, and I don't even have my paperwork pulled up, let alone finished. I'm just asking.
He's not finished with his closing argument.
I'm asking for a little bit of time.
Too bad,
get
nerd.
myself and my notes together.
Don't leave your office without your paperwork.
That would be better than zero.
Gives me time to get a cup of coffee, Your Honor. I'm out of coffee.
No, chat, we can hear this because I think the judge's mic is on, but the jury can't hear it because they're playing a sound, and the jury is in the room. They didn't leave.
Well,
That's why if they were gone, they wouldn't be sidebarring. We're hearing it because somebody left a microphone on in the court sound system. The court sound system is what we're watching, and we're watching the court footage, and they're too incompetent to have turned off the judge's mic.
That's amazing, man.
Yep.
Oh,
I'm just going to explain to him. I'll give you the jury instructions first. I'll get a second.
Okay.
Thank
Oh,
you,
yeah,
Judge.
just as we wanted to say. Anyway, Your Honor, actually, that is a question.
Look at the
Obviously,
judge
before
turned
we
his
give-
back
before we
on
read
him.
them, the jury instructions, when do we want to go through them? Let us put on
No,
our
but
objections
do
and
that,
everything.
right? Yeah, that's what we're going to sort of do. Right? I'm going to get us out of this.
Okay.
No, I was pushing you on purpose, not asking you what you wanted to do. So like I'm pushing you right now. Do we have, sorry, Judge, will we have the verdict forms during closing? The whole thing sitting here. I just have to copy that. So I'd like to be able to use those during closing. Yeah, that's what I'm going to. Okay. Yeah, no, I get it. You're right on. Yes.
By a vote of 3-0, the lawyers all being unanimous, they want to see like this last draft of instructions because often they use the instructions in their argument. So like the chicken scratching stuff that we've been doing in the past is distracting. So we're going to let me do my work. It's 30 minutes that we need. So we'll go take a coffee break, just stay back there. Instead of me doing it the other way, we'll just take the break now for the jury instructions.
You can't smoke. Can we smoke?
The bailiff doesn't like irritable jurors, so you should go
Great.
smoke. Do you like irritable jurors?
I prefer it not to happen.
Okay. Yeah, go.
that's the funniest thing I've heard him say.
Yeah.
The most human thing ever.
Yeah.
in this.
The bailiff doesn't like
Do you think he would have given both sides time like this?
I don't know. Maybe because they ended early. You know, his whole thing is he's on this timeline, and now all of a sudden he's got all this time.
He's like, I'm a grumpy pants.
Yeah, he is a grumpy pants man. Okay, so the Ohio Judicial Oversight Committee is called the Ohio Board of Professional Conduct. So yes, AFROMAN and his attorney can file a complaint against this judge, and they really should do it. Although I doubt Osborne will because he practices in this county.
Right.
And it's the only judge, probably the only judge or one of 2 or 3 that he practices in front of. So that's another problem with filing a complaint against a judge. We see it with Randy Shockett. You know, he's in a very small area too, where he practices and he has to see Judge ThATuMBRELLAgUy all the time.
Mhm.
And so filing to get him removed, and then he also filed a JQC complaint against him, is a very risky thing to do as an attorney who works in a small town.
It very much is.
Yeah, it's rough. Now, so I don't know if he'll do it or not, but they should.
They also won, so he's like, I'll take my win and not
Right.
damage anything. You know,
Right. They won, so he doesn't have to.
And he's
However,
got-
to protect other people, they should seriously consider it.
They really should, but you know, at the same time, I mean, he's had everything go right for him on this. He made all the right decisions. They won. He's got national publicity with this. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
So the court just provided 15-20 minutes ago the proposed jury instructions.
AFROMAN's writing, he's
And that's
texting on
10
Instagram
minutes off the
probably.
record going through and explaining the instructions. The attorneys would probably like more time to analyze and make specific objections. But that's
All right, I hear you, chat, that he's retired, but he came out of retirement to take certain cases. Maybe that changes my mind a little bit. You can still file a complaint against him because he's sitting on active cases. So his retirement status doesn't make it impossible to do. But maybe it does make it a little easier for Osborne, because if he's retired, he doesn't need to be on other cases, does he?
not been possible given the flow of the trial. So I will say that I appreciate their giving me proposed jury instructions. And the court set relatively
God, nobody cares about this,
modeled
Judge.
their proposals. In those places where there are differences, both the parties would object, right, Mr. Klinger?
Correct.
Right, Mr. Conklin?
That is correct.
Yeah, I'm not trying to. hold
God,
those
he's wandering around the
too much,
courtroom again.
but
That makes me
keep the flow of
so
the trial going.
uncomfortable.
I'm going to need to do that, but I don't think that there's anything in here that's too far afield. In one respect, the court did incorporate prior judicial findings. For instance, I'm not submitting to the jury whether the 5 plaintiffs are private figures or public figures because the jury decided that. So in the instructions, I've taken prior decisions of law where necessary and put them in. And you didn't deal with that. But sometimes I have to tell the jury how we got to where we are. And that becomes instructional law. The law of the case goes into the instructions. So I don't explain that to them. I'm just saying to the record, I took prior judicial law of the case findings and slotted it in where necessary. And that's what we always do. Sound right, Mr. Osborne?
Your Honor, I have no objections.
No objection, Judge.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Off the record, you mind, Mr.
I would love to discuss the company.
Okay, back on the record.
We're back on the record.
Okay, so 2 points came up. You wanted to renew your motion for Rule 50.
Yes.
Which the court overruled. Mr. Klingler responded to your inquiry about Media Access Incorporated.
Yes, Your Honor. Just for the sake of the record, we had a telephone conference on this. We had discussed this issue. They had not pled. They are technically in default of the answer during that telephone conference, which was not on the record. We discussed what would happen with that. Mr. Klingler said he would evaluate it. We are now about ready to do closing statements. No evidence has been presented against him. Mr. Klingler has not asked for a default judgment. He seems to be wanting to put everything on my client, which is very strange why when he has a default, he wouldn't make a motion for such. But we would ask that the record be cleaned up in that issue.
Dude, the motion of limine that they put into this case too is crazy.
I know. I read it. It was insane.
I mean, the descriptors that they use, because they were talking about on the 13th. They're like on Friday the 13th, which was, right with our trial. Mr. Foreman posted a sexually explicit pornographic music video.
Yeah, it's not porn. Sorry. It is explicit. It's not porn.
Their wording is prejudicial, It is.
Oh yeah, well, he was allowed to say that in the courtroom.
Yeah.
He said it's pornographic. I'm actually glad they played it so that the jury could understand it wasn't pornographic. There were blurred things over genitalia. That by definition is not porn.
Well, they made the mistake of actually playing it for shock value. Now the other side would have played. Although I wonder sometimes with the judge, you might have knocked it out and they could have just described it all to you.
Yeah, it's actually a blessing that he let it in because talking about it him describing it would have been way worse. Because you wouldn't have got the comedic aspect of it from a dry, reading of what was in it. It would have sounded way worse. Oh man. This is
when I did dismiss that party from the case.
Media Access Incorporated.
Yes.
We'd register an objection to him not doing a directed verdict, doing a default verdict on that, and therefore increasing damages upon my client if they should be found.
No, I think he gets to own his own complaint. So I just have to follow his lead. But I get what you're saying.
But I can argue it for mitigation of attorney fees and stuff that he has done.
No, if it gets to that. If it gets to that, that's not a part of the jury's deliberation.
I just have to. I'm trying to think a step ahead.
I like that. Off the record, please. Go get him, if you would, Mr. Bailiff. So actually, it was about 45 minutes, so I didn't gauge my time very well. But thank you for your patience. We are moving ahead, as you know. So most people are going around about that, but I try to at least respect your time and tell you what we're doing. We made it through the corrections to the jury instructions. I've been trying to educate you all the way through. The jury instructions are the textbook at the end. So the lawyers have a chance to drill those down. As I said before, closing arguments are the attorney's argument about what they think the evidence means and how you should do it, they think you should do it. So they go first, Mr. Klingler and Mr. Osborne, then Mr. Klingler. There's a total of 35 minutes. So I'm going to take 20, 35, 15. But Mr. Klingler can kind of manipulate his time depending on how he wants to do it. So in an hour, you'll be talking to me for about 30 minutes of instructions before you start your deliberations. That's what's ahead of you. You can take notes, just write down argument, not evidence. Go ahead, Mr. Blanket.
Thank you, Your Honor. Morning, folks. When this trial started, I told you it was about intentional lies that are designed to hurt people. It's not about freedom of speech.
Like what the cops did?
It's about defamation. It's about false light defamation, intentional lies designed to hurt people. You've
Like
heard
having
all-
a dungeon?
You've seen the witnesses.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go over it,
Like forcing women to defecate in buckets?
but I will say a few things to
Pretty
underscore
damaging lie.
what I think
Yeah, oh
is
yeah.
most important for you to keep in mind as this case is turned over to you, from me, from the plaintiffs, to you. Mr. Foreman perpetuated lies intentionally, repeatedly, over 3.5 years on the internet about these 7 brave deputy sheriffs.
Oh my God,
in
brave.
this county for years.
They're so brave that they can't stand up to meme songs, though.
Yeah.
They're so brave that meme songs make them cry.
What
So
heroes.
brave.
Risked their lives for this county for years, done their job, been in the community.
Facts not in evidence
many
that they risked their lives.
Mr.
Objection.
Foreman did it intentionally. Mr. Foreman knew that what he posted on the internet were lies. He knew there was no theft. He knew there was no sex with Randy Walters' wife. And he certainly knew.
How did he know
all
that?
stuff.
Randy Walters doesn't even know it. Randy Walters himself said he didn't know if AFROMAN had sex with his wife.
He knew there wasn't any sex with his. What a dumb thing to say. Holy crap.
Repeatedly posted about Lisa Phillips up until Friday and probably later.
Please say pussy
were
again.
lies too.
I'm begging you, sir.
What are we going to do about that? Mr. Foreman told you from the witness stand, there's nothing we can do to stop him. Because he has freedom of speech.
That's right,
To
bitch.
lie about people intentionally.
He did not say
During
that. You're
jury
putting words in his mouth.
Yep.
We
That's all.
talked about that.
He just lied.
He
You
just
all
lied.
agreed.
He lied intentionally. He said
Yeah.
a false statement of fact, didn't he? He just put words in AFROMAN's mouth he'd never said.
That it's not okay to tell an intentional lie about someone that hurts them. We all agreed. And the judge is going to tell you that in the law that he gives you. So Mr. Foreman is legally wrong when he says he has free speech to tell harmful lies about people and
Guess
get
not.
away with it. That's just legally
Sheriff's Department got
wrong.
away with it.
Yep.
You also told me in jury selection that even if somebody does something to you that hurts you, that you think is wrong, like a search warrant execution that you think was unfair, even if somebody does that to you, you told me, we all agreed, that that doesn't justify telling intentional lies designed to hurt people.
Too bad they
What a
don't believe they were intentional lies
That's what
designed to
you
hurt
think-
anybody.
What a
that's
spin,
the
man.
community
What a spin.
thinks. That's
Yep.
what decent people think.
Yeah, I mean, we would all
But
agree
Mr.
with that
Floyd-
statement, though. That's the thing. Before seeing the evidence, everyone would agree with that statement.
Mhm.
After seeing the evidence, the truth of the matter is, we now don't know if those were intentional lies meant to hurt anybody. Some of them seemed like reasonable inferences. Others seemed like a reasonable response to unjust actions. And others seemed like comedy and exaggeration. So the jury no longer agrees with that statement because that isn't what happened here.
I just think it's all a, like you said, reasonable response to unjust, very unjust circumstances.
Yup.
Thinks it's okay to do what he's done over 3.5 years because they executed a search warrant that broke down his door and disconnected his cameras.
No, they hid what they
heard
were doing.
Yep.
From the witness stand, from Mr.
Why is he
Foreman,
shuffling
the
papers during
callous
this? It's very distracting.
indifference that he showed.
Look at the judge.
Yeah. It's like he doesn't give
to
a
what he's
crap.
done,
He
the
doesn't
harm
give a
he's done.
shit.
It's imprinted in your minds, I'm sure, like it is in mine. The tears, the agony from some of these witnesses, don't forget that when you're back in the jury room. That's what this case is about.
Did he forget?
You are here because you
What is the
agreed
judge
to be
doing?
I don't know.
here. You showed
Looks like he was going to go play
up
some
first
Candy
day.
Crush or something.
Not everybody does. A lot of people don't respond to their summons. You did.
Oh, stop sucking up to the jury.
Oh, yeah.
I asked you,
You're the greatest.
do you want to be on this jury? And you all said, yes, I agreed to be on this jury. You're all here now.
Who wouldn't want to be on this jury?
I'd be on that jury. Yeah.
I'd be on that jury all day long.
For
3 days, and I get to be like AFROMAN. Then they would ask me what
And
you
I
thought
believe
about it.
There's a
I'd be
power
like,
higher
well,
than us
I thought they were all suckers.
that brought you here today to do this job, and that you are the chosen people to do it. Nobody
Chosen
else
ones.
is going to do it. There's
He
not
is
going to be
really
another
kissing it,
trial.
isn't he?
There's not going to be a second
What?
chance.
He's kissing that butt, man. He's
Oh
like,
yeah, they always do that. Like
I mean, he's really, you're the chosen ones.
you're the you're the most special jury in the whole world. Please love me and my stupid arguments.
Everything in all of history has led to this moment. This is what I like to say on my birthday. Everything in this, I always give the same speech, because it's so vain and pompous. Like everything led to this moment, and everything that comes after is a result of this moment.
Oh God, I think you've got some more super chats here if you want to read them while
Oh,
we're
yeah,
stopped.
Oh Lord, this guy, man. Puzzle Puzzler, thanks for the 5. Defense does not want to expose further witnesses to the judge discredit them and judge splaining. Indeed,
Judge explaining.
that's his.
Yeah,
He has been
that
doing it.
might be the case. That strategically might have been a good choice.
And Rogue Mom, thanks for Megan. It's the creepy tickler wall. Man, it sounds like that police department's got some creepy ticklers.
Well, they go down to the creepy tickler too. Yeah, they're welcome. That's where you find cops like that. You go there to find disbarred and disreputable lawyers, but you also go down there to find creepy cops. Yeah,
That's exactly,
that's where they go. It's like
How
the
would you
moose lie.
describe them in 2 words? Creepy ticklers.
AFROMAN should have called what's his name? Newland the creepy tickler. That would have been funny.
It's so messed up, man. Finding out that just finding out all that. I've really got to dig into his brother.
Yeah,
I have to
for sure.
I've got to do a lot more
the
digging.
day to decide whether Mr. Foreman gets away with what he's done and whether these plaintiffs deserve something to make up for what they've been through, and whether the community is told that what he did is unacceptable. It's not okay. We talked about different kinds of damages. There's not going to be economic damages in this case. There's no doctor bills. There's no damaged property. There's damage to reputation. There's pain and suffering. There's public humiliation. There's everything you saw and heard from these detectives from the witness stand. And the only thing you can do as a jury to decide this case is to render a verdict of money that somehow stands in, somehow represents the harm that these deputy sheriffs have been put through over 3.5 years. That's all you can do. You can't issue an order that says stop. You can't issue an order that says, say you're sorry. All you can do is issue a verdict for an amount that fairly stands in, represents what they've been through, what they've lost. No one else is going to do it. The judge isn't going to do it. Court of Appeals isn't going to do it. It's your job. And you're the people meant to do it. Now, I told you in jury selection, if we got to this point, I'd try to give you some ideas about how to evaluate what kind of verdict might make sense in this case. I told you then, and I'll tell you now, there's no formula. There's no easy answer, but there is an answer.
Yeah, it's an easy
And it's the answer that you
Seemed like a pretty easy answer to them, didn't it?
on yourselves fairly represents
So he
the
worked at
injuries
the
that
Peebles
these
Police
deputies
Department.
have.
Where?
Peebles, P-E-E-B.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it was. I thought it was
Yeah.
Manchester.
I found like a tiny little YouTube blurb about it, and a few other little odds and ends.
Yeah, Peebles. Manchester was somebody else in
Do
this
what?
case. E. Poindexter sent you a super chat here.
Oh, yeah, I was reading those while I was listening, Yeah, people would rather side with the person who made them laugh. Yes, that's it.
Yep.
Not the one who is expected empathy for their alligator tears. To be honest, like this is one of the things they don't learn again and again. You don't take on entertainers like that. I mean, people see through liars, and they do. They side with. You could tell in this instance, like who the aggrieved party was. AFROMAN was angry. You could hear it. I mean, you could. And, these people are pretending like they're the victims. And I think that pisses a lot of us off. Many of us have had run-ins with authority figures that we do not appreciate. We can understand that. Even if we haven't, we can understand what it would be like to have somebody kick your door in and, put a freaking rifle in your face or, potentially put it in your kid's face, pretend that they're the heroes there, the worst thing that they did to me was cut that security camera. When they did that, that looks like them. They flip it off first, then they cut it. Yeah, that looks like them wanting to do wrong.
Yeah, terrible. They shouldn't be allowed to do that, I don't think. Unless the warrant allows for it.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
so if there's a
specific, it's
purpose for it, if there's a purpose, like for instance, there really are bad guys in there and you don't want them to see you coming, right? Because then
Yeah.
you'd be in danger. You have to get that in a warrant, though.
Yeah.
It wasn't in the warrant that she could unplug his security system.
No,
Fuck her. It's ridiculous.
these people.
I hate them all.
And I'll start by posing this question. Do you think that if there had been an advertisement in some newspaper that said, we will give you $2 million if you are willing to go through what Lisa Phillips has been through for the last
what has
3.5
she been
years.
through? She's been through
Did you
nothing.
take that deal? You think she would have taken that deal? Yeah,
$2 million? Hell yeah.
That's a, maybe I'll go through that. Of course not. Do you think Randy Walters? Do you think Brian Newland? Do you think any of these deputies would have accepted some amount of money in order to go through, in exchange for going through what they've been through?
Poor guys. Poor police.
Poor
think
armed
so.
police who can kill you.
And I think you know
Poor people who
nothing is worth
accused an
going through what
innocent
they've been
man of
through.
having a
And of
dungeon.
course,
My favorite part was that idiot on the stand who said, he's got power. Talking about AFROMAN. He has power. More power than you with a gun on your hip and a license to kill.
Right.
Oh, shut up. He's got a microphone. That's it. You've got an AR-15 and the right to shoot somebody who resists arrest, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's not the same kind of power. It's not even close. That guy should have been thrown off the witness stand immediately. Like, oh, that's it. Enough. Get out. He does not have more power than a sheriff's officer. Ridiculous. I hate these people.
he says he's not going to stop. He says nothing can stop him. Maybe something can stop him if you tell
tyranny
him through your verdict that he needs to stop. I'm going to tell you what I believe is a fair verdict for these plaintiffs. And it's up to you, of course, again, to make the decision. But I would ask you, I'm going to ask you, and there's a verdict form which, excuse me 1 minute.
He's like, you know what's a fair verdict? Getting me paid.
I think lawyers should have to disclose if they're doing a case on contingency like
Yep.
this.
I do.
So the jury knows that he is betting he's going to win a bunch of money.
Yep.
Folks, I'm going to show you these forms that you're going to be filling out, just so you're familiar with them. This is just an example. You're going to have a different form for each of these plaintiffs, okay? This one happens to be a verdict form for Lisa Phillips. And I believe the evidence is overwhelming that you'll find in favor.
I guess you were
of
wrong,
Lisa
buddy.
Phillips. This happens to be her false light claim. There's a separate claim for defamation, a separate form for defamation, and you'll see the jury instructions. Judge Hine has already talked some about that with you. So this is just an example of the verdict form that I'm going to ask you all to sign in favor of Lisa Phillips and all of the plaintiffs on their false light and their defamation claims. Now, there's another form called an interrogatory. And I'm just showing you Lisa Phillips's form. And it says, we, the jury, find damages for plaintiff as follows. And then it gives a little description of the kind of damages. And there's a line for your decision, and there's signature lines for each of you to sign. For Lisa Phillips, I'm not going to show you every form. For Lisa Phillips,
what happened there? Somebody just cut me off.
folks,
What?
I'm asking
That was
you
weird.
to put
Sorry, I had like a hand seizure and didn't realize I was muted.
Had some kids get back just now, so from something. So I was seeing what they were doing. Then I noticed the sound. I was like, "Wait a minute, did I unplug
I
something?"
had a kid raid. I had a kid raid too, and I wasn't paying attention. And I took my headphones off, and I didn't realize. I thought I hit mute, and I hit pause button.
That's absolutely hilarious.
Sorry about that. Sorry for the dead air, folks.
No, it's fine. I thought actually I got disconnected for a second or something. I was like, wait a minute.
No, it's not you. It was me. I took my headphones off, and so I didn't realize it wasn't still going.
You know what? I'm going to hit the last. I think actually we can. I realize we're about in the middle here, but still, I think this would be a good spot anyway. It's been like 3 hours and 15 minutes. I didn't realize. I think 3 is probably good. You know?
Look at him. He's still going. Look at this. He's got like.
He's got a minute.
Yeah, he's got a while.
I got a slinky that walked downstairs.
You got a slinky that walks downstairs. Oh my goodness.
This is the slinky.
That looks pretty cool. You going to show me how to use it in a minute? Okay, let me finish my last couple of super chats here, and then
how many do you have left?
Not many.
Not many. How many? Like 1, 2, 3.
I don't know. 47 million.
That's not a couple.
She is right about that.
You're right. It's not a couple.
For the can Colts.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, I go upstairs for a minute. Let me finish them, and then there's only about 2.
2. 1,
Yeah.
2, 1, 2.
Yes, something like that. Yeah.
Is that the second one and that's the first one?
Yep. Or maybe there's only 1 left.
Or maybe there's just 1 left.
Yeah, that's right. I got to narrate.
Look at this trick. Wow. Wow.
So I've been busy, Grandma. She's had sugaring.
Oh boy, that means you're gonna have a fun afternoon.
You got cake and ice cream though. What else? Did you get Coke or something?
I got the Sonic drink that was strawberry.
Yeah, you got a slushie.
Oh, a Sonic drink. Wow, that has to have like 400 grams of sugar in it.
Strawberry.
That's great.
And
yeah. So you had cake.
I don't remember
ice
if it
cream.
was cookies or cake.
Cookies or cake? Who would know?
Cookies or cake. Don't remember.
All right.
Easy book.
Well, hey, one minute. Go upstairs for just a second. I've only got 1 to cover, so I'll be done in just a minute.
Wait, you mean 1 second?
And now I'm never gonna get done if you don't go upstairs. She's like, come play with my slinky. I'm like, I got in first. You know. All right. E. Poindexter, thanks for the 10. We have, as a general society, present company excluded, lost the ability to laugh at the absurdity out there. Yes, that's why we have to have things like this, you know, best coping mechanism of all, which is why I love watching you guys. Well, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Yeah, and that's what we need to do. We need to focus on being able to laugh at stupid and stupid people, you know. But yes, I'm going to end here. It is I thought about running tonight too, but I'm like, man, I don't think I'm going to do another one tonight.
Oh, good. You should take a day off. That's
I don't think that's really taking a day off.
Not really, because we were I mean from the night show.
Yeah,
We've
yeah, I
been
know.
running 2 shows a day all
Yeah,
week.
I know. It's
So
great.
yeah, we will not be back at it until, at least not for AFROMAN, until Monday, but we will definitely be back at it on Monday because
Yeah.
I can't get enough of this
Well,
trial.
Well, and there are some other crazy trials too that we're going to figure out how to get involved in that we want to look at. You know, there's a few selected ones that are just
Yeah, the Blake Lively thing is coming up. It's going to be going to trial. Also, there's a Rebel Wilson case that's happening. She's being sued for defamation, and it's a really bizarre case. I don't know a lot about it, but what I do know is her story is that she tried to save somebody from getting Me Too'd on the set, who was being coerced into taking baths with a creepy producer. And the weird part is the lawyer who's suing her for defamation was on Epstein's list, guys. So that caught my attention.
Yeah, I think that there's a bunch of them. There's a few more too. I saw a couple more. I'm gonna go sort through and see exactly what, you know, which ones are interesting. But anyway, I'm gonna end here. Okay.
All right.
I'm dropping it here. See you folks.